What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea Show. I am your host, Marshalldbdx, accompanied with my panel of Ahmed, Winter Surfer, Scott, and Oliver. Guys, thank you for being here. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and smash those like buttons, smash the subscribe button. If you're new here, all that stuff helps the channel tremendously as we are on our way to 2K subscribers, and we will be having a special stream for 2K, so help us get there. Also, be sure to hit the bell notifications so you don't miss out when we do go live. Check out the links in the description below for everyone's content, Twitter pages, Discord, and all that fun stuff, and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Also, shout out to all our members, and also be sure to check out the memberships starting at 99p, 4 different tiers, access to all sorts of emojis and fun stuff, and it's a great way to really support the channel tremendously as well. But big up to everyone in the chat. Make sure you are smashing the like button, and let's go ahead and get this show on the road. First thing we're going to be discussing is this leaked away kit. So this is coming from Putty Headlines, who have a pretty good reputation of being consistent and accurate when it comes to these leaks. And yeah, here we go. Chelsea's 2023-2024 away kit shirt. The shirt is inspired by the away kit from 2002 and 2003 season, color-wise. I'll pull that up in a minute. But what do you guys think? Initial thoughts on this? I personally think it's a cool away kit. I like it. It could have been better, but you know what? Sometimes I like the Matrix, you know? And geometry's cool. Hey, you know what, Ahmed? You probably like this. You're a civil engineer.
That's not even the Matrix, big man. Allow it. Like, I don't know why you said the Matrix. That's why I put my hand in my hand. That's just meant to be like eminence. So not eminence. It's meant to emulate lights. I'm assuming like bright lights that come out of stadiums. That's what I'm assuming. It's meant to emulate. But you know, again, until I see it on someone, I'm not gonna make a comment because you know, right now it's not looking. Until I see it on someone. I'm talking about Peter Cloven here. Yeah, so until I see it, someone wearing the actual away kit, I will reserve judgment. Because like,
I think it's important too to see what our sponsor's going to be, and if that ruins it.
Yeah.
Is that the actual season that's inspired by? Because I'm not seeing anything that looks that similar to this.
I don't know. I'll tell you what though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though. Like just in general on the sponsor thing, sponsorless kits look so sick. Like they instantly look better without a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly look better. And I understand why we have to have sponsors on the kits, but just instantly. But I actually don't mind it. I quite like having the like weird patterns on it sometimes. Like if it's like that home kit we had, even like I think it was like last year or the year before, where it's like it's too much going on, bro. You've got like about 4 different patterns in the same kit that don't make no sense. But I quite like that. It's the same way I quite like. Do you remember the one that kind of looked like a like Iron Man or something like a few years ago? I can't remember what year it was. It was a black with like yellow bits on it. Yellow bits. No, it was a black one with like yellow bits on it, and the yellow bits kind of made it look like Iron Man or something.
Oh, I know the one. I can't remember the season though.
I think I got that with like Matos or Hazard or someone on the back.
Oh, that must be
the one it's referring to.
I think it's 12-13.
Can you
go to 12-13 away kit?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I quite like the like weird patterns on it.
That one right there at the bottom. To your bottom.
Oh yeah. On the bottom left. There's
Bottom
behind
left.
the banner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
that
you
one.
go.
This one?
That one. I
Yellow
quite like
and
that
white
one.
one? Or yellow
Yeah.
and black one? That's a cool kit.
That's a sick.
Nice,
I got that
man.
kit. Yeah, I like the stuff like that. I like kind of the cool patterns. I was one of the few people that actually liked the like Man City weird kit they had that made him look like a fruit salad. I actually quite like that one. I had that one as well. That one is quite cool.
This looks more like the kit that they're trying to like throw.
Yeah,
it
that
back
looks that looks pretty similar. I saw that on Twitter. People were saying that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
No,
that's
it's a
quite
cool
But
kit.
again, it's one of those I kind of got, as Ahmed said, I kind of got to see what it looks like like most weeks. Because there are some kits that look terrible or look good, but then can be flipped depending on like when you see them actually in person or like on camera.
I'm starting to think that home kit probably is pretty good. I mean, it looks awkward now when you're not seeing a person, but once you see a player put it on, I think it's gonna look nice.
Yeah, the silver and black one, the silver and black away kit we had, I think in the mid 2000s was really good, man. That one was quality. I think he had the Umbro logo as well at that time. Quality.
But I personally like the kit. I think it's also kind of trendy to just hate on every single kit that Nike puts out because they've been giving us some pretty howler kits. But I think this one's just fine. People, if I scroll down,
I
you
like
already
it.
see
It's
people
something
already
different.
hating it.
I say at least like the thing for me as well
Okay.
with kits is I just hate the bland ones. Like I just really like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I like the Spurs kit at the minute. Like it's the same as basically every other Spurs kit. It just looks bland. At least it's not bland. At least it has
Yeah,
like
true.
a bit of what's
I
it
like,
called? Like
I
it's
like the
got a bit of
pizzazz.
personality to it. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you see
Big
what I
ups to
mean? Like, you guys saying it's ugly and stuff. Like, I
Again,
think,
I reserve judgment until we see it on someone else, like when they're
yeah,
advertising.
yeah. I think it's a good kit, but we move. I mean, yeah, you know what? It could look really bad on Romelu when he comes back.
Oh,
Comes
why are you
back.
putting that? Why are you putting that negative energy out into the world, bro?
He's on
What,
the
yeah,
website. He's in the staff.
yeah. Guess who else is
I
on the
don't know
website?
if you knew
Babarama. Is that, bro? So you're telling me we're going to have 5 left backs next season with Babarama in the rotation for the squad basis? If he's on the website as well,
We
big man.
might. We might. You never know. But yeah, big up on this kit. I'm excited to see the third kit now. Hopefully the third kit is even better. But yeah, I do want to see what the both these kits look like on players. But moving on to the next topic that I wanted to discuss is the departure of a would you guys call him a Chelsea what's the word I'm looking for?
Chelsea legend,
Not a legend, but right under that.
cult hero.
Yeah, he's a
Cult
cult
hero?
hero.
Okay, so let's talk about Cesc Fabregas retiring from football. This was announced yesterday. Sad to see it happen, but every story has to come to an end, and a new one has to start. He's managing. I didn't remember the club. What club
Como.
is he managing now?
Como, I think.
Como,
That's,
Como.
I think that
League
was
Two
the team.
Italian side. Yeah, League Two Italian side.
Mhm.
I think that was the team he was
Nice.
also playing for before he retired.
I could see him being a
He's
really
also
good
invested
manager.
in that club as well. I think he's the manager, was a player, and also has invested in it.
Yep. I
But
think
big up
Dennis
to
Wise
him.
is the chairman of the club. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow! Big up to Cesc. This is his career. This is his trophy cabinet. This is crazy. 1 World Cup, 2 Euros, 2 Premier Leagues, 1 UEFA Super Cup, 1 Europa League, 1 Clubs World Cup, 1 La Liga, 1 Community Shield, 2 FA Cups, 1 English League Cup, 1 Copa del Rey, and 2 Spanish Super Cups. What a trophy cabinet to have as a player. I'm not gonna lie. To have been able to do it in 2 leagues, not just one, and the world stage as well, it's impressive. And I mean, it goes without saying, this is a guy who was easily one of the best midfielders in the world, definitely one of the greatest in Spanish history. But I don't know if you guys have anything else to add. Maybe I should pull up the assist, right? The Chelsea assist with Diego Costa. Let me pull that up.
Just an incredible player, and I think the perfect example of, or a perfect example of a player just having elite level IQ and being able to show that from throughout his whole career, wherever he's been at, being able to seamlessly play in 3 different positions, all down the spine as well of a team across his time as a player. Incredible player. It was an amazing player. For all clubs he played for, I'll say for Arsenal as well, he was an incredible player. Obviously, he got better as he got older, but he's absolutely insane player. And just look at the things he won. And the influence he had in the teams he played for as well. Just I haven't got enough good things to say about Cesc. Obviously, hated him, or not hated him, but wasn't a massive fan of him before came to Chelsea. But yeah, he's an incredible player.
Is the assist that everyone raves about the Tel
The
Aviv
Burnley
one?
one.
it's
The
the one
Burnley
to Schürrle.
Okay.
Burnley. Yeah, it's the 5-0, 6-0, something like
6-0, 6-0, yeah.
I'm looking for it.
What I want to say
I do
about
want to see
Cesc,
it.
great player. That one of the best to play in this position. One of the best passes I've ever seen. There's no doubt about that in my eyes. The way he used to pass the ball was amazing. And you know what, man? Shout out to him, and we wish him nothing but the best.
You guys remember when we used to have to play against him when he was in Arsenal?
No, but we didn't need to worry about him at that moment in time.
He was still good in Arsenal. Back when Arsenal had Van Persie.
No, that's when he had that's when he was playing out. That was when he was reaching his peak. But at the time, our squad was just miles above Arsenal at that time.
I think I found it right here. Good. Come on. There we go. Pull it up here. Yeah. Brilliant player. Obviously wish he played for Chelsea longer. But we take what we can get. And he gave us a lot for the little time he was at the club. Yeah. This assist right here. Brilliant. Seriously?
I kind of sped a little bit.
Good. I'm just gonna play from the beginning, and it'll ease itself into it.
All right.
Just the like I don't know how to put this, but like the eye to be able to see this pass, like this is an inch perfect pass. Like if you I don't know if you can put up the frame, but like if he hits this too hard, it goes out for a goal kick. If he hits this too low, like it gets intercepted. Like this is an inch perfect pass. Also, as well, if he overhits it slightly, then a goalkeeper has a chance to gather it, or Schürrle will can't reach it in time or whatever. Or if it's too low, then Schürrle can't run onto it quite as cleanly. Like that is inch perfect, that pass.
Trying my best here. My computer just wants to kill itself, pretty much.
Nice.
This heat, it's getting to it. All right, here we go. Pretty sure I got it now.
Have a bit of fun watching these kind of guys, watching their comps and their assists, and not just the comps as well. They were great week in, week out as well. And what I would do to ever see a partnership like Fabregas and Costa ever again at this club, that would be phenomenal if we could ever pull that off again. But we'll see, I guess.
Phenomenal to see, man. Phenomenal to see. But yeah, I wish nothing but the best to Cesc. Thank you for everything he's done for Chelsea in his time here, and honestly, thank you for being just so pleasant to watch on the pitch as well. So big up to him. Wish him the best. He's won so much too as a player, so had a great career. But all right, we move on to the next topic that I wanted to discuss, which is right here. Pochettino. The Pochettino era has begun, boys. So let's bring up the next tweet and discuss what we think about this. So let's go ahead. PYS here reporting. Mauricio Pochettino officially starts as Chelsea manager today. This was yesterday, or no, it was 2 days ago. Poch will arrive at Cobham on Monday, tomorrow, before taking his first training session of the 23-2024 season on Tuesday. The players are expected to be put through their paces. His staff have been putting plans in place to achieve high levels of fitness. Let's see if there's anything else under here. Nope. Next tweet I have here from Matt Law. Jesus Perez, one of his coaching staff, has spent the last month studying and analyzing data on Chelsea's players. He will have found the numbers. He will have found the numbers indicate Chelsea are in no condition to run before they can walk. And in the first 2 weeks, the focus is likely to building up players' strength over running. Yeah, these guys are going to go through hell for the next 2 weeks. But it's good. It's very much needed. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, if you will. But Lampard did mention that fitness wasn't there for a lot of these players. It could explain the amount of injuries that happened throughout the season as well, which we will discuss. There's a very shocking number that I found on Twitter that discusses the whole injuries that we had this season. But boys, are we excited to see this happen? Is this a good sign?
Just got to wait and see, man, to see the fruits of the labor. Simple as that, really.
True. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm excited, obviously, but like I just want to kind of get into preseason now and see, what he's decided to do in terms of personnel, the tactics, whether we do look fitter, whether we do look like we are kind of going a bit further back towards how we were under Tuchel in terms of like the pressing and whatnot, at least with coherency. So I'm just interested to see that. When's our first preseason game again?
2 weeks from tomorrow.
17th, I believe. July 17th.
The day after I get back from holiday. Nice. So I get to enjoy that. Who do we play first?
I think it's some random team.
Brighton. I think it's Brighton.
No.
Yeah, Brighton and Philadelphia, I believe. And then after that, it's the FedEx Field game in Baltimore, which is Fulham, and it's actually just Fulham. I'm thinking of the other game I'm going to watch that day as well, and then the rest of the schedule I can't remember. Wrexham. Then we have.
I think we have Newcastle as well.
Yeah, Newcastle as well. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy can do. Obviously, you guys already know he wasn't my first choice, but hey, man, we had Potter, we had Lampard, Bruno Saltero, who was the best out of the two. So I think it's fair to say any competent manager at this point would get me excited. So
Marshall, just on Potter quickly, did you get the tweet that I put in the Discord about Potter?
No, actually.
Oh, like if you want to do that, I can describe it if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, basically, this is when they went to do that warm weather training with the squad, and apparently I can't remember who the source was, but it was someone reliable.
Matt Law.
Sorry?
This is Matt Law.
Yes, this is Matt Law. Matt Law said that during that warm weather training, that Potter reportedly spent as much time assuring his staff that they weren't going to be sacked. He spent as much time doing that as he did actually training with the players.
Jesus.
Like this is the reason we're in this situation where we're having the fitness guy look at the numbers and say, yeah, we're nowhere near it because of guys like that. And also they give 3 days off after losing to Southampton. Let's just hope that we don't have to go through that ever again, because that was nowhere near good enough from a management point of view.
Do you guys know what happened to that motivational coach? Whatever happened to that guy?
Oh, I haven't got a Scooby.
Didn't work.
Well, he's a clown, isn't he?
I haven't had a single thing about him since we signed him. Like, since he joined the club, I have not heard anything else since.
That's,
no dickheads apparently, but yet Ziyech is starting against Spurs. It is what it is, man.
It's absurd, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's whatever. Maybe he's still in the staff. Who knows?
I hope not.
Maybe he'll help Pochettino. We'll see. But anyways, moving on to the next topic, and I don't think there's really much to say on this. Maybe just some final words and just touch on the topic in general, because we did go over this a decent amount. We touched on the topic a decent on Friday when we did the React stream. But I figured since it is part of the news and we haven't done it in the news show, figure we bring it up anyways before Alex gets here as well. So Mason Mount, here we go. So for those of you who are living under a rock, if you don't know already, Mason Mount has officially signed for Man United. It's done. It's dusted. He's there. He's getting his money. Do whatever.
He hasn't officially signed. Like, the contracts haven't been signed, but
Okay.
it is like everything's
it's pretty much. Yeah, it's gonna get. Did he pass his medical?
I don't know. I
right?
don't think he's done it. I don't think he's done it as far as.
Okay, Jesus Christ! Oh God. Okay.
I mean,
You would think the man who's
usually
doing the news would know if he's passed his medical.
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes we work in a rush.
Oh wait, we'll find that out next week. I forgot. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll find out next week. No spoilers.
Usually with the Here We Goes, Here We Goes, they only ever go wrong when the medical is failed. That's what happened with Nicholas Jackson when he was going to go to Bournemouth in January.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right,
And it's like the same with like.
Mhm.
It's like the same with someone we're going to speak about probably a little bit later. Like,
That's it.
the Here We Go to just basically like everything is agreed. This is now this is now happening in terms of like the next processes, the final processes are going ahead.
Gotcha. Okay, so for Beach Romano, Mason Mount to Manchester United. Manchester United never left the race for Mount, as he's always been priority target. Face-to-face meeting was crucial to agree a 55 plus £5 million add-on fee. Bayern never in the race. It was only United for Mount now or in 2024. Here we go. Next tweet. It's not true to say Mason Mount was not in a fight with Chelsea. He was disappointed because he wanted to stay there. He's a Chelsea boy. He was not happy with how things were in September, October, and November. Everything was broken in February. And then we move on to the final tweet here, which I thought was hilarious coming from Matt Law. If Chelsea ever pocket that extra £5 million add-on, then Mason Mount's departure will not only have been an embarrassment, it will have been an unmitigated disaster. Why? Because we would have won more money.
No,
Is that why?
I think what he means is that
I know what he's saying.
If the add-ons are triggered, then United have done well.
Yeah.
Also,
but
it depends on what the
at the end
add-ons
of the day,
are
we
for.
win.
It depends if
Yeah,
they're
true.
if the add-ons are for him personally, then it doesn't matter. Like it's like if he hits 30 league goals in a season, that cool. If he hits 30 league goals in a season and United finish 5th, who gives a fuck?
Your timing is definitive, bro. Oh man, welcome, Alex.
You said it's gonna be a beginning of the thing. It's 20 minutes. Time to
Yeah, it's
go.
the beginning. It's a 2.5-hour stream.
It's time
Oh,
to
my
go.
I got you, man. Yeah.
Whoa.
Time to go.
Alexa, stop.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, you tell your Alexa to stop. But listen, in my opinion on the whole
Google,
situation, this is
Ahmed off.
the whole Mason Mount situation. I'm sure, like, we don't know the truth, right? There's the Mount side and then there's the Chelsea side. I'm sure ideally Mason wanted to stay, but he wanted more money. And Chelsea weren't going to give him more money, so Mason was upset about it. Mason doesn't recognize that his performances don't live up to the amount of money that he wants. There's ego in there, I'm sure. And now he had to find another club because he thinks the money is more important to him than, Chelsea. Maybe he thinks Chelsea don't appreciate him. Maybe he feels like he was taken for granted. I'm sure all that's true, but I think there is a bit of delusion in his own value. And personally, me, like, I'm all for it. Like, hey, if you're confident in yourself, if you really believe in yourself, then all for it, man. You're allowed to ask for what you want to, Mason. That's at the end of the day, it's all you, man. But it wasn't going to be at Chelsea. So honestly, Mason Mount, I wish you the best in your career, man. But if you ever stand between Chelsea and a trophy or a win, then I hope Conor Gallagher puts you in a spliff. Anyone else?
Hopefully not for us, Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, I'll say
Conor
hopefully
Gallagher for us.
Gallagher is not playing for us next season.
Conor Gallagher probably might actually stay, boys. We'll discuss.
Marshall,
We will discuss.
what did I tell you about putting this negative energy out in the world, bro?
I'm just keeping it real, man. But anyone else have any 2 cents to put on this, or we put this away?
All I
Put
have
this
to say
in
is
the
you're fucking
books.
riddance.
Move on, man. I'm tired of this subject. Let's move on.
Me too.
Alrighty.
I'm as tired of this subject as Andrew's retweeting of puppies.
Andrew does like to retweet a lot of pets.
Well, that's never gonna end, you bastard.
Yeah, mute button is coming.
Sorry.
I only
haven't
have
muted you yet,
600.
Andrew.
I only have 600 tweets to look at it.
Oh, no,
I don't want to look at the puppies.
Hasn't that changed the fact? Hasn't that gone back?
I think they took it back.
It's gone back to
Guys,
normal now. Yeah.
Do smash the like button if you are enjoying the show so far.
Yeah,
But
rest
let's
in peace,
move on
Truth Social.
To listen for all one day. Moving on to the next topic. A new here we go, Diego Moreira. We spoke about this gentleman quite some time ago, but glad to see that it's actually come to fruition. But yeah, official Portugal under 21 international Diego Moreira has completed a move to Chelsea from Benfica. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this guy was a striker, right?
Nope, winger.
He's a winger.
Winger. Oh, okay.
We got him on a free
Thank you.
transfer.
That's good. So, now we just got to give him a salary. We didn't have to pay a fee or anything. Any opinions, thoughts on this? Because I need to watch the guy. So,
Like a haircut.
No, we're just gonna basically see what he does, isn't it? As simple as that.
So I haven't watched anything of him. Excuse me. I know he's in the Portuguese under 21s or under 20s squad at the moment. That's about it. That's about all I know.
Patrice Viera will make a really good player of him.
That's true.
I mean, you say that, but if we send Angelo to Strasbourg, they play in the same position, so it might not be beneficial to send both of them.
Maybe one gonna be sub for another.
could be. Do we? I don't even know. Are they the same age, pretty much?
He's 18. I don't know how old Angelo is. He might be 18 as well, but I don't know.
Angelo's 18 as well, something like 18 or
Did
19.
y'all see Ukrainian refugee
Nice.
score an assist today?
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a good assist
Boy.
too. We'll see. He's got to bring it
Do you
back to
think
Chelsea.
there was he? Do you think that he knew that there wasn't Kai Havertz up top running?
Oh, yeah.
Probably did. Probably did. Another here we go that I do want to discuss as well shortly because I'm sure we don't really know much about it is Alex Matos, another player we discussed earlier in the season from Norwich. Officially confirmed Chelsea signed under 18 talent Alex Matos from Norwich. Deal completed. Matos joins the club as a free agent. It's done and sealed. Big up for this kid. It's a big move for him. Big move for him for 18 to be at Chelsea. Good for him. Again, I don't know much about him. I don't know if anyone else here knows much about him.
I
If you
genuinely,
do,
by the way,
speak up now.
until I saw him like holding the shirt, I think I saw the Chelsea Twitter account like tweet about him and with him holding the shirt. Either that or something else. And up until then, I'd completely forgot we'd signed him.
Yeah, but listen, there's just some here we goes that we have to discuss, and we bring it up so people know, and then we'll see what happens to this kid either later this season or 2-3 years from now. Maybe we sell him. Who knows? But
We will
we
never see
Alex
him in the first
Matos.
11.
Maybe. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah.
He's going to get us
What
10
happens.
million in 2 years' time or something.
Probably. I can't lie. Like we spoke about this a little bit off air.
His
Or
loan will
backstage
pay
before
for
this.
us toilet remodeling at
Aye.
Stamford Bridge. His loan fees.
But yeah, like I can't lie. Like as we were speaking about this backstage a little bit earlier, like when it comes to these young players, I'm kind of done with this now for the moment. Like sign some fucking first team players, please. I know this was a free agent, so it's a bit different. Say Moreira. I'm like, bro, sign some actual players, please. Bro, I'm not going to see these guys for like 4 years if I ever see them. I don't care. Like sign some players that are for the first team. I'll see next season that will actually play football for Chelsea Football Club next season.
Yeah, to be fair, we also still haven't really gotten any of those signings in those important positions that we've been meaning to. I mean, I don't know if you want to count Nicholas Jackson for the striker.
Even he might be the number 2 next season if we still want to get a striker.
By the way,
Exactly.
Vlahovic was the rumor today. Chelsea coming for him.
Yeah.
But that I can see Broja go on loan if that will be. Or here we go. Patrice Viera will have a striker.
They've already got like
I don't think we could send everyone to Strasbourg. Gary.
Yeah.
Plus, you need to work out where they need because I think the thing with Strasbourg is they've already got like 2 or 3 strikers, so it depends on whether it's.
Okay.
So yeah, with Broja, I don't actually know if he'd get game time there or not.
Is there limits to loan to
No, I don't
more than
think-
more than one club?
I think that's
outside?
Premier League.
As in from.
Like,
don't
could we do 4 loans to Strasbourg? Do you know what I mean?
let me
Like,
check how
Yeah.
many.
do you know what I mean? Can we do
Can
that?
we send
'Cause
Kai over there too? As a
he's
fan?
left.
Like,
Oh, you
fan-
mean the
Can
actual
we
Kai
sell
on the
fans
panel?
over there? Like,
Oh, the
He won't go, man. He doesn't like baguettes like that.
apparently,
Oh, hang on! Breaking news.
Oh.
It's David Ornstein, not Pornstein, because I've got the notification for Ornstein. So don't worry. Chelsea have received a written offer from Lyon for Christian Pulisic, 25 million euros plus
Ooh.
meaningful sell-on still being
Accept that.
negotiated.
Except
Hey,
that.
accept that right now, man.
Accept
Milan
that,
bid
man.
12 million.
25 mil. Sorry,
You know
25
what? We're
mil.
gonna skip
Sell on.
ahead now.
Sorry, did you, Andrew? Did you say a sell-on percentage?
But yeah, plus meaningful sell-on still being negotiated.
That's if you're talking meaningful, that's probably like what 20%
He
maybe.
says at a level Chelsea would find acceptable since AC Milan bid half of that or something earlier
So,
today.
yeah,
it was
well, that's
reported.
what probably 15-20% maybe even more. That's
If
25.
if you get 20%, that's fine, bro. I don't think you need to get 25.
Oh, win Stanley, man. Rip their hand off.
what's the player that we're looking to get from Lyon? That midfielder, I
Turkey.
think.
Oh, what,
yeah,
Turkey?
Turkey.
Yeah,
Turkey.
yeah. Chicory, mate. You know, you get it right, please.
Chickly mate.
I'm British.
Charcuterie.
I say
say
how it's spelled.
I'll say it looks like Turkey. I'm saying
It's
Turkey.
Turkey, right?
It is Chekri. How can you say Chicky?
Hang on,
No, it's not. It's CHERKI, bro.
How come your name is spelled AHMED, but I call you douche? It doesn't make any difference.
Fair enough. You got me there, buddy.
So let me read up some of the news that was leading
Go
up
to
to
the
that
bridge,
breaking
watch the
news.
video on Turkey, the British channel.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
but
the-
quickly, I actually made a video on Turkey today at 5 o'clock. You know, it's got actually.
It is. It's very good.
Yeah, so Very good scouting report on it, so it's really good.
I'll check out some of these videos.
There you go. You guys go watch. He drops 2 a day, pretty much. Yeah, he's doing good for himself, man.
I actually
Go
got
ahead and
20
watch it.
subscribers
On
now, so
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Oh,
There you
who
go. I don't know who pressed that button. I don't know what the hell's going on with you, man. It's so rude.
Hang on.
Hey.
You put the Johnny ones on there yet? The
No, not yet. Not yet.
You ain't getting my signature. You ain't getting my signature.
Oh, just sorry on
Is
the
Captain
like
Philip
loan-
subscribed to you, Ahmed?
oh my god.
on the loan thing. I was just having a look. I can't tell because like I'm going off other clubs or that are owned by like 2 owners. And like I'm seeing like a 2 at the moment, but I don't know whether that's because of rules or because that's just
No, so
how many players they send.
basically, so obviously they've limited the amount of loans you could do overall to all clubs. And
Oh yeah, obviously.
So even if the best thing you can do as a Chelsea football club is you can just basically either just sell the player to Strousburg, but basically they're still within your remit because you own that club as well, and then you can just sell them back to yourself.
That's
Let's do
literally
that as
that's literally what the Pozzo family do, bro. That's literally what they do.
That's all you have to do, bro.
There are players out there that have played for all 3 of Granada, Udinese, and Watford in their career, probably multiple times because they just sell them between the 2 clubs. Between the
Subscribe to Ahmed Channel. All kinds of this kinds of stuff is always on his videos.
Thank you, bro.
So I got right here some tweets real quick. Christian Pulisic remains keen on Milan move. Nothing changed. He'd love a new experience in Italy. Chelsea insists on 25 million euro asking price as Milan want to pay less than this. Talks will continue. Milan will keep working on Yunus Musa as reported earlier, and RLC is a done deal. AC Milan negotiates with Chelsea and Christian Pulisic after losses cheek deal agreed. 2 separated deals and negotiations. Milan insists on paying the 25.
Hey, do you know what's mad about that? If that goes ahead, by the way, he'll be the 2nd best American at that club.
Yunus Musa is the best one.
Oh,
in your
he's
opinion?
he's better than him.
Interesting.
He's a-
Chelsea and AC Milan have a big gap for Pulisic. Chelsea won 25 mil. Milan started conversations around 12.8 million euros. That's pretty low ball. Even
Hey,
for
what's
Pulisic, you'd have
new,
to
man?
say.
Italian clubs acting broke, or being broke.
True.
Yeah,
By the way,
Chelsea. Yeah.
Sorry, by the way, like, do you know what? I bring this
Go
up,
for it.
by the way. I brought up the other day. This is the same club that, hang on, how much they bid for Loftus-Cheek? 16 plus 4.
Yeah,
That was the final fee.
Yeah.
I can't remember whether that was pounds or euros, but 16 plus 4, and they're bidding 12 for Pulisic.
We're rising to 14 overall. Yeah.
Oh, like that, I just find that mad. I literally just find that mad. Like, how
Imagine if we were both Italian clubs, we'd be able to we'd give him like to Milan for 2 years on loan, and then they have to buy him on the 3rd year. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
It's mad, utter madness.
Yeah, but I'm glad we're moving him on. Not because I don't like him as a player. I just think he has to.
I think it's just time. It's just time.
It's time, but also he did leave a bad taste in my mouth after the whole Tuchel debacle as
Course.
well. Like,
Damn.
Pause.
yeah. But yeah, it's just like it was all in bad taste. It didn't sit well.
Damn again.
And it just I wish he just never said anything and just put his head down and try to focus
This
on.
will be the new bit when they re-release the book in 6 months' time. All about
Yeah.
Chelsea, with the leaving it, stuff like that. The new paperback version, that'll be it.
Paperback
You
version.
can download it.
The definitive edition. The definitive edition.
Yeah,
Too
the
cool and me.
ending. You and
Too
how
cool
I
and me.
really felt
Too
about
cool
Chelsea.
and me.
That'll be it. Yeah.
Hey, can we
Sounds
get a
like
sequel about
movie,
Potter?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love a sequel about Potter. He probably liked Potter because Potter actually let him play.
What really happened? Now I can speak after leaving Chelsea. What
The
really
real
happened.
yes man.
Yeah.
But no, good for him. I mean, we got some bids. I think at Lyon he would do really well. To be fair, I also
Yeah,
think
send
he'd do
them
really
to
well
France.
at Milan.
This is the perfect time to go to France. Like, there's fireplaces opened up.
Oh god.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for stuff. You just take out. the
You don't have-
shops.
exactly.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Just
Leon's
leave your
house is
car
quite
in
nice.
place.
Yeah, Leon is a really nice place to live in, generally speaking.
That's all right, you know what I mean?
Lovely job.
Yeah, stop lying.
I would not have known.
Bro, I've been
I
to
would not
Lyon
have known.
before. It's actually a nice place. That's what I'm saying. So go live there.
Yeah, I
bro.
watched a lot of movies from Lyon too.
What? There's a lot of movies from Lyon. I don't know.
Yeah, Captain Phillips.
caterpillars is in from America and the Indian Ocean. My
Not
friend.
doing
I don't
this
think it's in
again.
that.
We're not doing
I don't
this
think it's in
again.
that region. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Mediterranean. So,
What we are doing is we are going to discuss the departure of a Chelsea legend. At least I'm going to say he's a Chelsea legend.
Oh, he's a Chelsea
I'm sure
legend.
most of us
If
agree.
No, he is. Don't let anyone else convince you.
yeah, he's
If it's,
Chelsea.
oh
legend.
yeah, of course he
No,
is.
some people, you know,
Anyone's saying he's
really
not-
let the last season outweigh his whole entire career
The
at
fraud.
Chelsea.
Because some
Not
people
even the
are
last season, last 2 seasons, I should say.
The
But
fraud
anyways,
was
Chelsea.
yesterday in the stream again, man. Again. Wow.
Cesar Azpilicueta to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. Agreement in place over 2-year contract. Azpi will sign until June 2025. Hold that enter. Chelsea will let him leave as free agent. Matter of respect for former captain. Documents will be ready soon. Exclusive news confirmed. And then one more tweet here about Azpi. Chelsea have confirmed to Cesar Azpilicueta and his camp that he's going to be allowed to leave for free. His contract will be terminated. Mutual respect between Azpi and the club. Atletico will reveal Azpi as new signing very soon. It's done, sealed. Here we go. Look, man, I wish him the best. It's sad. I mean, I like Azpi a lot as a person and as a player. But the last 2 seasons weren't really that great, especially last season. His legs are done. We already know this. But I mean, any words, guys?
I say he's
Proper
well.
legend.
Listen,
Yeah,
man,
like,
this guy's a legend. Yeah, he's a top. Listen, let's not get it wrong. He's a legend. He's
Got
been
the
here
fraud
for
is a fraud.
He's been here for multiple years at the football club. He's won everything here. He was basically the captain of the Champions League winning squad. Let's not get it twisted. Yeah, obviously, you know, I think it's fair to say maybe he stayed a season or two too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's always a fair comment to make. But at the end of the day, he's still a legend. Simple as that.
Yeah, and on the move, I think is a great move for him. I think I don't know if you read it there. If you did, I apologize, but it's a 2-year move, 2-year deal. He's on. He's going to a team where I don't know if they continued, but they were last season at points playing 3 at the back. And he'll play in that back 3, and it's obviously going to be it's a Simeone system. He's not going to have to do a lot in terms of having a high line, you know, having to do a lot of running. It's going to suit him down to a T, playing in that defense. And yeah, just it's a perfect move. On him as a player, yeah, like he's arguably our best ever right back. Like, it's a debate to be had. What's even madder to me is he's, for me, our second best ever left back, and he's a right back. Like, this guy has been incredible for us. He's been unbelievable. He is a legend. If people are like the people that are trying to diminish him based on what has happened the last 2 years are just clowns, honestly. Like, he's been poor. We can all say that, but that doesn't diminish everything. In the same way, like most people on here, I think, didn't diminish, you know, Lampard's time as a player by what happened as a manager, because we understand that you can differentiate those two things. Azpi's last 2-3 years of poor performances doesn't diminish the however many years before that we've had of brilliant performances from him. This guy was one of the best. This guy was the best centre back in the world one year.
I just
Like,
don't
the
think
best centre back.
I'll give you
about recency bias nowadays, but you can't let 2 years overrule like an entirety of 11-year career at this club.
Also, Alex,
It's
just
been
before you say your piece, I just wanted to just on what I said. Like, I'm just realizing that this is a guy who, across his entire career for us, as I've just said, is arguably the best right back in our history. Is, I'd argue, the second best left back we've ever had in our history, and was at one point the best centre back in world football. At one point, how many defenders in their career can say that?
one
Like,
of the
that's
best
insane.
one-on-one defender ever.
Yes.
Oh, no, yeah, I say he's that season where he was the best. I think it was the season under Conte, 2016-17. He was the best one-on-one defender in the world. That's insane. No one else in world football as a defender, to my knowledge, apart from maybe Maldini, has had that level of consistency across the entire back line. Or in
I
multiple.
want to remind how much
The
we got him
work
for
rate,
too.
and the work rate,
£7
the
million.
work rate.
£7 million.
And the work rate, it was unbelievable.
Signed for £7 million in 2012, the summer of 2012.
I know it's people say gonna agenda against this guy, and I truly believe that the guy became Chelsea fan recently, in 2-3 years ago, because based on his opinions on the Chelsea, this is how actually makes sense, because that's the when Azpilicueta kind of started slowing down. So if you think about it, like the goalkeeper does not have a how you say it, a proper
Bottom
stand
rung.
in Chelsea. If you based on Chelsea last couple of seasons, which is who Kepa, that makes another sense that this is who was for the past 2-3 you know what I'm saying, like recent goalkeepers. And another thing I heard yesterday, there's a brand new information. Apparently, Levi Colwill says no, I will not sign no contract, and he says that as his experience signing players, that's what he said on the stream. In my experience, I signed 2 players, and I had experienced 2 players telling me that are required to be starters. Who the fuck are you, man? Please tell me what experience you have.
Oh my god.
That was one
He
hell of a
said,
transition.
I
I'm not gonna
personally
lie.
signed 2 players.
That's
Name
sweet.
me, please. You fucking liar. He
Oh,
also
Alex is
said he
saying
used to
this
work on ESPN. I want to know which one.
Oh, I know who we're talking about.
ESPN 2?
Not realised,
ESPN
bro.
Plus?
Did you not realise who he was talking about?
Nope.
Oh
I just
my
picked it
god,
up
the
when he
guy
said the
went
ESPN bit.
yesterday. I was my god, he's a liar. Jesus, man, he's a liar. He admitted to me the only thing he coached it's U12. So how you can sign 12 years old?
Let's get back to the question.
I mean, on the topic of 12-year-olds, let's go ahead. If I
They
can
make
destroy
movies
Ahmed,
about signing 12 years olds. They make movies out of signing 12 years old. And they usually end up in jail.
Azpi.
One guy used to have a commercial for the subway. Now he's in
bless
jail.
you, Azpi.
Good lord.
Azpi, you're a legend. God bless
Fucking
you.
liar.
Moving on to talk about Levi Colwill.
Oh
So,
my God.
Fabrizio Romano, and guys, do let me know if I forgot. Let me know if I forgot a tweet or send it to me in private because there's a chance I forgot. You got this, Ahmed. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Good
So,
lord.
Chelsea have submitted their first new contract bid for Levi Colwill. A long-term deal proposed a few days ago, as called by Nazar Cancella. Colwill will not make any decisions now. He wants to speak to Pochettino after the 2020 under-21 Euros. Chelsea consider Levi Colwill untouchable.
Ahmed, is your ship getting invaded by pirates?
Oh my god.
Brighton are still dreaming of Levi Colwill, and they are going to insist on him in the next few weeks. But the reality is, Chelsea offered Levi a new contract. It was a verbal conversation with his agent, but Levi's side said to wait. We don't want to discuss anything now. There are no negotiations. It's not about salary. It's more about the project. He does not want to be a backup player. He wants guaranteed game time and to feel important otherwise. He would be prepared to move. Otherwise, he would be prepared to move. Chelsea has no intention to negotiate with any club and sees him as part of the project. I think it's... Go ahead. Yeah.
Simon Johnson after Athletic says we haven't offered anything to him to the early part of this year. So we haven't offered him recently whatsoever. So that's
The
what
guy
Simon
haven't met
Johnson
the
was saying.
manager, but he already saying no.
Yeah, but the Simon Johnson Athletics, the way that what Marshall said before is like Nazar was set, like the way Nazar Kinsella was reporting, like we offered him like this week or like a couple of weeks ago. Simon Johnson at Athletic said we haven't offered him anything for apart from a few months ago. So I don't know who's telling the truth or anything like that, but there's different reports about when we've offered him a contract and stuff like that, like with everything. So I don't know when the contract was offered or not. So
yeah, I just don't like. For me, it doesn't matter when the contract was offered or not. I'm pretty sure once he comes back from under-21 training, you have a conversation with Poch. You are literally Trevor Chalobah looks like he's also heading out the door. We're probably going to be left with 4 defenders. You already know that Benoit is not going to be available until the earliest September. So you have more than enough of a chance to be the starting, left-sided centre-back for the football club. So, and I'm pretty sure Poch would also want him to be a part of the squad, from what we know. So I'm pretty sure after discussions, he'll probably be one of our, he'll probably sign a new contract man. But, we're doing the legwork already to remove some of the centre-backs to give him
I'll be honest. I'm trying not to look at this at the surface. I'm sure a lot of the talking is being done by the agents. And I'm sure a lot of the things that are coming out that he wants guaranteed playtime and all this and that, it's probably the agents looking for his best interests. But let's assume that it is Levi saying these things. Listen, man, again, and I tweeted this yesterday. I'm all for having confidence, backing yourself as a player and all that. But a lot of this comes off as entitled. I feel like I'm pretty sure these players are media trained, and if they're not, they should be, because like it just doesn't look good, to come out and have this like sense of entitlement to walk into Chelsea of all teams. Chelsea is like a historic, monumental club. It's not a little kids club. Like you can't just walk into like you could walk into a Norwich, maybe you could walk into like whatever team for the most part that's in the bottom relegation area, right? But you can't just do that for Chelsea. So my point being is that, look, I'm sure he'll walk into the team. Well, not walk into the team, but I'm sure he'll prove himself to Poch and get a spot in the team. But, mate, maybe be a little less quiet about what you want out of the team and just prove yourself on the pitch.
I think...
Go ahead.
Hold on. I think what people don't get it, and I seriously feel like there's not literally quotes over here that this is what it is. And you're reading with the tone, the way this guy made the tone. The guy could literally say, look, I just want some assurance that I'm going to be important for the club. It's actually, if you think about it, he uses generic words that actually been trained by a media. He uses generic words. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say, when did he say number one starter? All he said, I was playing at the club I was a usual starter. So I want to progression. Not a bad thing to say from the young kid. And I actually think that he will sign a contract based on his quality, because he wants, like, people put the distance between, I want to, like, how you say it, like a full, like assurance and be a starter. You can give him assurance by saying, look, the only person you playing with is Badiashile. If he thinks that he will not overtake him and he will not challenge him, I don't think I want a player like that. If he will say those things, if he will not, do you think he will accept the challenge? It's you or Badiashile. Who's better? Coach will resolve. Do you think he'll walk away from the challenge? Marshall, do you think he'll walk away?
No, don't think so.
So who's fighting for his play for the same place as he is at Chelsea?
Plus,
Badiashile.
And also,
Badiashile.
Also, what everyone's going
That's
like,
it. And Thiago Silva.
But everyone was also going like, oh, wait till he speaks to Poch. You know what? Managers can lie to players all the time, right? They can say, yeah, you're definitely in my plans. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I mean, Tuchel to a certain extent, yeah.
It's all about appeasing to egos. Right? Everyone's got an ego now. And everyone's got to remember that players are starting their careers at a younger age now than they were like even like 10 years ago, right? They're wanting more. People are getting, starting from 18 onwards, stuff like that. We've seen like Jude Bellingham go to Real Madrid at 19 years old and stuff like that. And it, I can understand where he's coming from. He's had a breakthrough year at Brighton. Yeah, he wasn't in there a lot, obviously, due to injury and stuff like that. He's coming back. He doesn't want to, he just wants to see, he just wants to speak to a manager, like all loan players should do when they come back, right? They want to speak to a manager and see what the plans are for them, stuff like that. So it's very understandable, all this like, oh yeah, well, he shouldn't come back, and he's not actually saying he's not demanding like. No. And what does he mean by? I think the word that's got everyone really up in arms, or some people up in arms, is the word guaranteed, right? It's the word guaranteed. Like people think, oh, who is he to ask for guaranteed game time? He's not asking to start every game. That's not in there. What he's saying is guaranteed game time, right? So that's just the play. So the opportunity to play, right? Not the opportunity to be on the bench every other game or something like that.
I say, and like Andrew, the guaranteed game time could just come down to, for example, like, oh, if this guy gets injured, I'm next up. I've got next. Like that could be, because it's like a case of like with Badiashile, right? He's injured. That's now my spot. until he comes back or until I fuck up enough or whatever to lose that stuff. And I think that's the thing. It's like because it's all well and good, and I think this is the thing. And I think what the other thing that people need to understand, and especially Chelsea fans, and this is not meant to come across in a bad way, but like not every player that comes through at Chelsea wants to play for Chelsea, right? Some people just want to play football. Like look at Marc Guehi, look at who else have you got? Tino Livramento. Like these guys just want to play football, especially now. Andrew mentioned Bellingham. You look at all the young players that are playing in world football now. Like you've got Mbappe started from 16, I think it was when he first played for Monaco. Like you've got guys coming through at really young ages. You know, both Bellingham brothers are playing low, ones at a much lower level, but like these guys are coming through at like 17, 18 years old and are getting game time consistently. There are some guys at young ages, look at Brighton, who are 20, 19 at times, getting serious game time. And it's like, well, I want that game time because a guy like Colwill will think, I know I can get that big move. He must believe in himself that much, which means he believes he can play for a big club later on. And this argument, we had an argument on Lewis Stream, this argument, he's already at a big club. Yeah, but there are bigger clubs than Chelsea out there. I hate to break it to Chelsea fans, there are bigger clubs than Chelsea out there.
True.
And if this guy plays to a level that he believes he can play at, he'll get a move to one of those bigger clubs than Chelsea in the future. Like,
well, I mean,
we've seen it before.
I do want to ask you something, Scott, because you had mentioned like he doesn't say like earn a spot from Badiashile if he gets it back. I mean, it does specifically say here, and again, we don't know if this is his direct quotes or the agent speaking, or if it's something like maybe more hyperbole than anything. But it does say he does not want to be a backup player. And I think the other problem with this whole situation too is this isn't the first time he's come out like this. He did come out like this with the same energy when we had him in the previous summer under Tuchel. And I don't think he said he didn't want to be a backup player, but I think he said he wanted guaranteed minutes. So, I mean, does that sway or change anything in the way you look at it, Scott?
I understand it's a little bit different, the example of the comparison I'm going to use, right? But where would we class Conor Gallagher in terms of the hierarchy of Chelsea's midfield, like from the previous season, in terms of, like, would we say he was the nailed-on starter?
Oh, no, not at all.
No, but was he a backup?
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
He played the second most minutes out of any Chelsea player last season.
True. That's true.
So I think there's a middle ground that you can find where it's like, and I understand it's a bit different because midfielders is a bit easier to rotate.
Yeah.
It's not the perfect comparison, but it's more of a case of like, I think he looks at players like Loftus-Cheek and like Chalobah at times. It's like, I don't want that. I'm not here to play 800 minutes next season and do nothing basically. I'm here to compete. I'm here to play, 1,200 minutes plus or something, however, depending on however many minutes we end up playing. It's like this guy wants to play serious minutes, and I think that's the thing, and he can. He doesn't have to necessarily, be the starter, but he can be a guy who, okay, say, right, let me bring up the let me bring up our schedule if I can, because say for example, you end up playing like a Forest, or you end up playing like a team where you can rotate a little bit here and there. It's like, okay, cool, I can play that game. I can start that game. It's like it's finding the right place to like give him minutes. It's not just okay, you're only there if we need to bring another centre back on to shut up a game. You're going to play 10 minutes a game, 15 minutes a game when we need to shut up shop. He doesn't want that, I don't think. And that's why I say you can find a happy medium. And what's the biggest thing about this as well is like it's a case of it all depends on what Pochettino says and what he does with him. Because if like Wrexham or Brighton or whoever are playing at the start of that preseason comes around and he's starting in that defence, like that shows that Pochettino has a level of trust in him. Which if he has a level of trust in him, all of this is moot because it probably means he's going to be given a decent amount of game time next season.
Yeah, for me, number one is, first of all, I don't pay attention to this shit because Poch is not even in the club. He's just now going in the morning, moving his boxes in. Somebody's gonna give him a tour, like maybe Gallagher, where's the toilets are, where to take a piss and stuff. That will be number one.
Yes.
After that, if it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the what's the name preseason tour, because he's going to be at the preseason, I promise you. He won't be sold before.
Yes.
If he will be sold, it will be after. Or, again, coming back to that article, it's the person that get interviewed using specific words.
Sure.
He uses
There are
specific
buzzwords,
words to make sure that. Look, when he said, "I don't want to be a backup," if we're looking at the 4-2-3-1 system, and I bet you money Thiago Silva is gonna be one of them. Based on how the guy plays, as much as you want, Thiago Silva is taking the left spot, or Thiago Silva is taking right spot. For example, Badiashile and what's his name is gonna be fighting for the first play. With Fofana getting injured, whatever. My point is, in this same article, he wants assurance, right? What's the best assurance for him if Poch himself saying, look, Thiago Silva is actually last year of his contract. It's it. We're not going to resign him. He's not going to be here.
Yeah.
Number two, one big problem with Chelsea this time is we don't have that many games even to rotate the players that we have.
Yeah.
So just be honest with the kid. Tell him, look, I think it's the best way for you to be continued because you're not finished product. He knows he's not finished product. Please, I'm showing you the respect to you that here's the path. Thiago Silva leaves. We ain't signing nobody. You're going to be in that team.
You're the
fighting for
long-term
that
replacement.
position.
You're long-term.
Exactly. So
That's what
this
it
is
is.
the path that he wants to know. So as long as you explaining to the kid that this is the path, but make sure, because we're not competing in all the competition, we're not even going to have rotation for you to be in those things because we're playing once a week. Then give him like, look, choose the club, choose where you want to go on season loan, and then we'll talk. By the way, sign a freaking extension.
Yeah.
And I hope
That's it.
that the club discuss with Pochettino about this as well, their interest in Colwill, because he's going to want to talk to Poch, and Poch needs to be on the same page with the club in order to discuss with Colwill how to approach this and what the idea and the plan is for him. So I hope, Poch is, I'm sure he is, but yeah, I hope that they're going to be on the same page about this. One thing I wanted to bring up, that I thought was really interesting, not in a good sense, Chelsea injuries, 2022 to 2023, so the last season. It's kind of a shocking list here, but let's bring this up. Oh boy! All right, so last season Chelsea suffered 10.7 injuries per 1,000 minutes. I didn't even know that was a stat, but now it is, and they used 38 different lineups in the 38 games. Also for the Blues, Chelsea missed a combined 1,836 days and 216 games comfortably, the most in the league on both counts. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we really need to get like a proper medical staff because this is not acceptable. We have the most injuries of all teams.
Or maybe just
the
the younger players because all the injuries that used to happen to our older players. So.
Also, maybe don't rush players back unnecessarily.
Exactly.
True. We saw it happen to
Maybe-
Kovacic. We saw it happen to Reece.
And maybe just not sign injury-prone players as well.
Who did we sign that was injury prone?
Fofana.
Oh, true.
Oh.
Fofana.
I wouldn't say Fofana was necessarily injury prone.
He was injured a lot this season. Didn't he have a?
When we signed him, I would not necessarily say he was injury prone. I swear he'd only had one. I swear he'd only had one major injury, and it was a leg break, which is like
No, he had back-to-back injuries at Leicester, which took him out for 2 seasons.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Prior to the leg break, he did have a few injuries as well in that season, 2021 season.
Yep. And then this season, obviously, he had like 3 injuries.
I mean, we could
this
just
season
look
as
it
well.
up. Actually, fucking A.
Yeah.
I'd say he missed at
Let's check
Leicester.
transfer market.
9. He missed 9 games at Leicester.
Oh, he just got already checked it.
Oh, and another
9 games
one.
at Leicester. Okay.
Another one, by the way. I know this wasn't a proper signing, but Zakaria for the season.
No entity.
He wasn't played though, right? I know he had.
He did get injuries
He did get
this
hurt,
season,
though,
though.
didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he wasn't out for like. Yeah, okay. I don't think he was just chosen for more than half the things. You know what I mean? He just wasn't.
By the way, he was injury prone before he even joined Chelsea.
True.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we did know that.
By the way, what's the name? Chelsea perspective. we don't accept Facebook lawyer degrees.
It's okay. If it's Johnny Minerals surfing, I presume it's on used toilet paper. So that's all good, man. It's all good, man. It's
Big
full
up
of shit
Chelsea Mitchie
anyway.
boy.
Yeah, man. Big up Mitchie
Big up
boy.
Mitchie boy.
Big up, man.
He escaped.
Yeah, our
Take
injuries,
Chelsea
our,
respect.
our injuries have been a problem, but hopefully that should be mitigated by like less play time, like this coming season in terms of less games.
Well,
so
remember,
less
they did replace
stress.
the medical stuff as well. So
Yeah.
Oh, they let go of the doctor and rehired him back, or something like that. It was something
Yeah,
else. So
they did.
He was rehired
Uh,
back as like a part timer though. It was like visit once
yeah,
every
maybe.
Sunday or something. Yeah.
I think it's because he worked with Poch, and I think Poch just wants him there. I would assume.
they got Mitchie. Yeah, maybe. I think they've had someone who Poch worked with at Spurs. So
So, at the end of the day, man, let's just hope next season, less games, we can make sure our players are fit and they're less likely to get injured.
Yeah.
I think that's
And you know
pretty-
what? I think this has a lot to do with the really lax season, the lack of intensity in the
I
training
also
as
think,
well.
you know what I also think is the season before the current season we had, we
Yeah,
played
we
like
also
the
had a
most
bad
amount.
injury season.
No, we also played like the most amount of games, similar to to Liverpool, and we saw like for how both of us injuries really like hit us quite hard.
yeah,
I'm personally not having that
yeah,
excuse. Look at City.
I push back on that. I really do, because
True.
after Madrid's second leg, the guys really like damn tools.
Oh yeah, there was no
In the
effort.
way
No
they,
effort.
they didn't try. They weren't like they had a double-digit lead over Arsenal and Spurs, and they're in third place, and they get down to single digits. So to say that they played the most games like they were Liverpool going for the quad is sort of misleading. They played the most. They played a very high amount of games, but they got to 2 cup competitions. But like I say, after the Real Madrid second leg, I don't think their heart was in anymore. Their head was definitely gone because of the way they were playing. So I don't believe they were all in. They weren't they weren't like going every game like for 90 minutes to get the results, because you could tell by the way we were playing football after that. We were just not at the races at all.
You could even argue since the Lukaku interview that we weren't the same intensity as before.
True. I think with the whole Lukaku situation, I think more of the downfall of Chelsea was when we lost Chilwell and Reece, when our wing backs got hurt, and then it just started spiraling down from there. But speaking of Lukaku, we can transition over to our next topic, which is Inter Milan being a little offensive here. I'm not gonna lie.
What's new?
These guys are ridiculous. Inter CEO Morata on Romelu Lukaku deal. Chelsea must decide what they will do with him. It's normal that they can't expect him. They can't put him on the market and expect large fees. It's no coincidence the offer for Saudi Arabia for Lukaku was around 50 million euros. Chelsea must decide what they will do with him. Yeah, we decided we want to sell him. And you don't want to buy him.
On a real, I hope we never deal with Juve again. Not Juve, Inter again.
Inter. I agree. One more thing here. Inter are expected to contact Chelsea again next week in order to advance on Romelu Lukaku deal. New round of talks could take place after signing Brozovic deal. New approach expected to be for loan move with buy clause and potential payment in installments. You better fucking pay, Inter. But yeah, I agree with this guy. I don't think I
None
want
of
to work
this
with these guys.
loan move bullshit and like, bro, pay the fucking money off off. Like, enough of this fucking bullshit, man. Like,
does anyone know if the buy clause would be an option or an obligation?
regardless, apparently the obligation's like 25 mil and it's in installments.
Oh,
Like, it's
God.
off. This guy's talking about, I can't expect large fees, and then there's been 25 mil in installments. And it's not even like he's like doing it for this season. It's next season. Like, fuck off with your broke ass club. Gone. Like, they just made like 25 mil off Brozovic.
And give us what's his name, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, like they're about to make potentially 50 mil off Onana. You've just made from 2 player sales potentially, because Onana hasn't gone through yet. But if that goes through, you've made 75 mil from 2 player sales. You can afford to buy this man. So pay up. Pay us the money. Or stop fucking around.
Exactly, you broke ass motherfuckers.
Ooh, this is a good point. United sold him to sold Lukaku for 70 mil.
We still haven't finished paying them for Lukaku.
Actually,
Insane.
No,
these guys.
I can understand United selling
Also,
Lukaku.
sorry to interrupt, Oliver. My
Go
guy's
on.
right. They literally would have made like close to 100 mil just from appearing in the Champions League final for getting to the final. Get the
right here,
fuck out
right
of here
guy.
with this cheap money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them to
It's
fuck
absurd,
off.
man. I never want to work with these guys ever again. It's just an absolute pain in the ass. It's not worth it. Like, well, we got Caicedo out of him, right? Like their academy.
Was
I
he
wrong
a
about
free
that?
or was that a we pay for it?
I don't remember.
I think it was like on the 1 year, one last year, on the last year.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Like, I'm happy we did that, but other than that, like Lukaku signing, all this bullshit's just.
By the way,
annoying.
all this thing with Inter becomes because of this fraud, this triangle head.
Yeah, true. That too. This guy doesn't
He
want
needs to
to.
realize either they raise the money or he goes to work under Patrice Vieira.
No, man.
No, don't even
Or he
do
can
that.
just,
No,
or he can
I've
literally
said
just
this
not play at
before,
all.
No, I've said because I keep seeing people send to someone else. No, don't send him anywhere apart from home. I don't want him around anyone else because him being around other people allows him to infect them because he's a parasite.
Just
or
do
a
what they do in
virus.
the NBA.
Like-
Do what they do in the NBA, Scott.
It allows him
They
to
literally
affect
just
other
play.
people. Just literally tell him sit at home. You don't go to training. You don't go anywhere. Like you don't do anything related to Chelsea in terms of on a football basis.
Hey, he still gets paid.
Cool, he can get paid then. I don't care.
Yeah. Bro, this- but he listen, he can get paid, but he's ruining his career because he's not playing, so no one knows about him. Simple as that.
Yeah, and
Well,
then
this
he's
is
gonna
all-
get
this is
mad
all
at Chelsea,
self-inflicted
but
thing,
Chelsea are
yeah.
doing everything they can to
Hey
get
man,
him anyway.
obviously we're harming ourselves, but listen, in the greater one, we're harming him as well.
True.
Hey, he's
Oliver, what
harmed
were you
us
saying?
enough, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man, paying
I
extra.
never thought I was gonna hate one Chelsea player like I can't stand Lukaku.
I hate
seriously-
that guy so much, bro. I can't lie to you.
Very nice.
Genuinely.
Thank you so much, Chelsea Perspective, for the $9.99 super chat. Just stop by to say hello. Keep the blue flag flying high.
Hey man, big up.
Thank
Chelsea.
you, man.
Cheers.
Big up, Chelsea Perspective.
Fan
But,
tweet
yeah,
is
man.
just about Mason Mount. He's going to have a medical tomorrow and sign a contract.
Yeah, we don't
Right,
need to
right.
discuss it. We already know what's going on with
We,
Mason Mount.
we already know. Thank you, though, for telling us. We already know.
Mason Mount.
Thank you.
Mount,
Appreciate
Mount,
it.
Mason
Yeah,
Mount,
Alex
Mount,
wants to
Mount.
talk about him some more.
Yeah, Alex definitely wants to talk about Mason Mount. But another player we definitely should discuss is. I'm actually really interested in this topic because I want to see where the panel stands on this player. Cucurella, potentially on his way out. So let's discuss this tweet here. Coming from Jacob Steinberg. If the right offer comes in for Marc Cucurella, it will not be turned down. And I agree with that if the right offer does come in. But I'm not pressed to move him. I did see phase 2 of the selling plan, and Cucurella was involved in that phase 2, including Aubameyang, Lukaku, Azpi, and so on and so forth. But I'm not that pressed to get rid of him. I think he was misused last season. I think we could use him this season for sure.
I think
also
he's
depends
not
on the
going
Ahmeds
anywhere.
situation.
If he is going, then that could only mean the club either rate Maatsen highly as a good backup to Chilwell, or they just don't see Cucurella working out. That's the
Well, they
only-
still need to resolve Matsson's contract. He's got 1 year left.
Yeah.
Exactly. But apparently, there's still an option to extend. The club still.
Oh,
has
is
an
that
option to
okay?
extend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. So the club, at least with Maatsen, there's some control there. So unless they believe that Maatsen's a better option to have as a backup and future left back to Chilwell, then
Cucurella is not going anywhere unless he's pushing for the move. I don't think he's going
I
anywhere.
agree.
Plus,
Alex, do you want
yeah.
Cucurella to leave?
Yeah, no.
Where is
You
he
don't
going to go
want him to
anyway?
leave.
Who would want him right now?
He's better than Chilwell.
There's some
Okay.
clubs he could go to. Hey, Alex is finally on that train. Fuck yeah.
Your
I'm
train.
actually
What train?
interested to see what clubs he would.
Bro,
go
I've been
to.
on that train since last year. I was pushing that train in like May of last year of Cucurella being better.
Oh, with Chilwell.
What was I saying? But the thing I said this on Lewis's stream as well. The thing for me with like the Maatsen thing is, if Maatsen stays, then I don't think Chilwell can stay as well because how are you going to have two left
That's what I'm
backs
saying
that are
to you,
literally the same player? They're literally the same type of left back. Like that makes no sense unless the only way that makes sense actually is if they either. The only way that makes sense is if they see Colwill as being a left back cover as well. That's the only way that makes sense because then you've got someone who's slightly more defensive and you can play a slightly different way with him as left back.
By the way,
But like,
if you think that I'm gonna unrate Cucurella based on Chelsea season, out of all seasons, that's the season you think I'm gonna rate a player? Nah. Chelsea's last season will not tells me nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean,
with the one with the first
Some
year
people
signing.
just never wanted the player.
I mean,
That's
if
why I'm
Oh
asking.
no, there is not a single Chelsea player that did not want Cucurella before.
listen,
By Lyon.
if we want to go there, and
I
if we
agree
want to
with
go
you,
off
I think
last
they are.
season, then Lewis Hall is our starting left back in August, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
true.
Lewis Hall
He,
is
he was
going
our
By
best
well.
left
the
back
way-
last season.
This doesn't matter, David. We signed Koulibaly last season. We sold him. We signed Aubameyang last season. We sold him. So it doesn't matter.
You haven't
when we
sold
sign
Aubameyang
him.
yet, mate.
Yeah, we haven't got him yet.
Cucurella can't defend.
He's on his way out.
Yeah, but listen, don't put the cart before the horse.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
You
You're
might
right,
have
you're
to
right.
run
I'm
all
getting
season.
too ahead of myself. What does Scott say about putting negative energy? Just try to put some positive energy out there too, man. Come on.
No, that's
Allow
not
it.
positive energy. That's just making theories. You're just making.
Hey,
Allow it, allow it,
Aubameyang's
allow
a victim here. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
True, but I think Cucurella could still cook. No pun intended on that one.
We'll
but,
see what happens
uh,
there, man. We'll see what happens.
all right,
there.
let's see what
It's just-
happens.
It's just, like,
Not a-
it's just,
yeah.
I don't know. The energy around Cucurella is just wild to me. I just find it really
weird.
wild because, like
I don't
what
get it
Alex
either.
said, like if you're basing his entire career off one season, right, or his
Mhm.
entire level of one season, why are you not going to talk about the previous season when he was arguably the best left back in the league? Like, so we're going to use one season to determine he's shit rather than
And
the
the
season
Chelsea's-
before.
And out of all seasons, Chelsea season.
Yeah, like
And
I just find it weird. I just
You guys remember there was that patch in the season where people were really, really ragging on Cucurella, and I think a
Oh,
lot of it was because he's
yeah,
Spanish.
like-
He was getting booed in the stadium. I remember.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
he was one of the first players booed in the stadium.
Yeah, but mental health, you know.
But we know
Yeah,
why,
mental
bro.
health,
Like,
yeah.
exactly, like we know why.
It's absurd.
It's
Man
bullshit,
got his hair
bro.
pulled for the club. For fuck's sake, bro. Like,
He got his hair done up different, didn't he? Right.
The funny part is
did.
about Cucurella is I can find you the same mistakes even Reece James makes. Exactly the same mistakes.
And
It's
Chilwell.
like goalkeeper. I will not use Chilwell as the base for defense with the freaking stick. Like the guy plays with a blind stick in front of him. That's how bad he defended.
I will say though, I think when they say, I think if someone was, I don't think they would, but if someone was sold for 50 million for him, I think they'd take it.
yeah, I would actually, if it was a good
You know
deal
what I
for him,
mean?
I
I
would
think
take
that's
That's
it.
what I'm
like
saying.
acceptable.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
The
that's gotta
only
be like
way.
acceptable. You're not losing a lot.
Mhm,
It's a
mhm.
loss, but you're not losing a lot because you've got 50 million at 62. And like, I think Matson's up for sale. I think if Burnley offer like anywhere from 25 to 35 million, he'll go. Chilwell should be. I know he signed a new contract, but anything comes in for Chilwell as well, I'd consider it.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Anywhere,
I'll say
anywhere.
to be
north of-
fair,
anywhere,
like-
you probably get like 35 to
I think
even
I
35.
think we've
to
discussed this
45
before, though, Andrew. There's like what you could count on one hand probably the number of players that flat out aren't for sale. Like no offer is acceptable.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's James. I think it's James. Most of the centre backs, apart from Chalobah, Enzo,
That's it, I'd say.
Enzo, and maybe the two wingers that they've just bought.
I don't even
And
think the
Chilwell,
wingers.
too.
I'll
I don't
be
think
I'll be real.
Chilwell-
I don't as much as like I like Madueke and I think Mudryk with time and coaching can become something good. I wouldn't even include them in the
I think so because that was the rumor that about when Enrique went for the role, that he told them that basically he wanted like literally 3 to 4 new wingers and they just put Madueke and Mudryk. I seriously think that those two won't be up for sale yet. I don't think any of the January ones really will be up for sale because they've only really just joined. So I don't think they'll be up. I mean, if they have another stinker this time next year, then yeah, they definitely will be up for sale. Do you know what I mean? But as of right now, I don't think those two in particular will be up. Especially Ray Madueke finished the season, and the money they laid out for Mudryk as well in January. I think they want to see if they can get some productivity out of that first. But they have stinkers definitely this time next year. They definitely will be up for sale.
Speaking of wingers for sale, you know the news week was a little slow when I have to bring this guy up. but we do what we must do.
Jesus.
Jacob Steinberg reporting,
Ah.
it is understood that Saudi Pro League is not a priority for Callum Hudson-Odoi. The focus would be finding a club in the Premier League or mainland Europe.
Just take the money.
He's unlikely to have a future under Chelsea's new head coach, Mauricio Pochettino. And one more tweet here from Jacob Steinberg as well. Fulham, AC Milan, and Nottingham Forest have registered interest in signing Callum Hudson-Odoi, who is likely to leave Chelsea. He could be available for about £50 million.
All I'm saying is Fulham need at least
money and run.
I say Fulham need a winger. They just lost their best two. So
Yeah, William.
they need a winger. So that could be an interesting move.
I say do it, man. Do it. Just take the
They
money.
just lost Solomon and Willian. So
Yep.
Hey man, just whoever. I don't care whoever. Even just whoever.
Be careful.
offers
He
it, go,
probably
man.
crashed his tooth by biting it. He got
That's
injured.
true. That's true. Yeah.
oh dear. Listen, man, you can do the fake 1v1 demon stuff over there, man. You know what I mean? You can do it there.
You want demon. Yeah, I mean, it's.
I actually do hope he has a good career wherever he goes. Just like I hope he manages to turn it around because it's been apart from that period under Sarri and like a few moments under like Tuchel, there's just been nothing. Like, and it's really sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Heck
he turns around his
no.
career. But yeah, it ain't gonna be a Chelsea.
Yeah. That's a short subject. Let's move.
On to the next topic, potentially also a short subject. Gallagher's future. Let's discuss this tweet from Nizar Cancella. Chelsea remain open to selling Conor Gallagher, although incoming manager Mauricio Pochettino wants to work with him. I hate to say this,
Tough break.
but I think he actually might stay. There's a
He
chance.
will stay.
He's gonna stay. I'm telling you right now.
Because I'm looking at our midfielders right now. If we sign Caicedo, we have Caicedo, Enzo,
Gallagher on the bench.
Gallagher
No,
on the
I-
bench. That's
wouldn't
everything
be-
right now.
He's gonna be
No,
back.
I
So what I'm hearing
Chukwuemeka.
is that he's the backup option for the double pivot.
No, I don't think he's gonna. I think they're
No,
gonna bring in.
Santos is gonna be.
No, Santos
Francis
is
I
probably
don't
gonna.
see-
Cassidy.
And I don't see where this dude like
Well, here's the funny part is it's just like the other managers. I'm going to criticize him based on one season because he played a lot in that season. Poor season, but he played a lot. One thing I won't do, and I will use the same analogy until Mauricio is there, talk to him, see him, has couple of practices with him, can say shit about it. Because I don't know what Mauricio wants to do. At the end of the day, those are the younger players that will accept to sit on a bench, maybe. So I want to see what's going to happen. Chris, go fight for the South or North.
One thing I will say.
Whoever you...
One thing I will say quickly, just on Gallagher, I do think if a good offer comes in from probably a West Ham, who I can see maybe making a bid for someone like a Gallagher, then I could see obviously him leaving. I do also think that the club is probably going to look for another backup, midfielder, and in my eyes, that would probably be. No. Gary Vega is literally going to be a backup to a 10. He cannot play a pivot. He can't.
He's not going to be playing at Chelsea.
Neither can him.
If we sign him.
Yeah.
He's going on loan.
No, I think he would be the backup. He would be the backup, in my opinion, Vega.
Anyway, anybody for every Chelsea player is for sale. Remember that.
For sale, but I think that the club wants to bring in 2 midfielders. So, in my opinion, I don't know what happens to him. He might be one of the backups, but there'll be another.
Look how big a warrior Chris is.
Caicedo.
Alex, I'll die on the first day of the war.
But yeah, with the Gallagher thing though, like I agree with Alex. Like this is why I don't want to jump down Pochettino's throat with a couple of decisions too quickly because especially on some of the stuff that's been reported of the Kepa stuff with a couple of other things. It's I want to wait and see what actually happens in pre-season. I want to see what happens at the start of the season because if we go into another season, right, and it turns out that Gallagher is in his plans and he plays a lot next season and he continues to be as shit as he was last season and he continues to make my eyes want to literally fall out of my head from how awful he is. then yeah, then I'll start to have questions and I'll start
Somebody's
to like wonder.
vibrator is on.
Yes, I'm going to call him.
Ahmed.
But yeah,
Turn
it's,
your
No, I don't use
vibrator
that
on.
sort of stuff.
right now I hope he leaves, but I just need to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Mitchy boy, thank you so much for the £4.99 super chat. Do you guys think we are going to spend big on wages for our signings? I think if we get Caicedo, I think he'll get a respectable wage, probably like upwards of 200K a week, maybe. And if we
How
get
much is
Osimhen,
Enzo is on?
Enzo is
One
on
Let me
190.
check. 197, something like that. That's what he's on currently, I believe.
I think a lot of the wages, and I did discuss this in the
I think he's
on
going to
the
be the
Friday
same
stream.
as Enzo.
It's possible, and I think a lot of the wages are gonna depend on the player's experience and their caliber. That's why I think when we got a Raheem Sterling, mind you, it was before the new staff and all that. That's why I think Raheem Sterling got away with the wages he got, because he has experience. He's been playing the game for a while. He's a recognized name. Same thing with Koulibaly. I think that's how we're gonna base the wages on. But
The
if you're
wages
a
will
young
be
player, I think it will be a respectable wage. Go ahead, Andrew.
The higher wages will be given to a striker we bring in,
Sure.
a midfielder in Caicedo, and if a goalkeeper comes in, because they'll be, for me, starting. And just going back to what, like with the players, that reports coming out about the goalkeepers, that it says Poch is willing to work with Kepa. That's not an endorser saying he's the number one. That's just
True.
saying if we're not getting a goalkeeper, he's willing to work with him. That's not like going, yeah, he's my number one. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
He's my
like,
GK.
the wages thing will be like, there'll have to be high wages given to, because you're buying in starting players to begin with, where others like we don't know if they're going to be starters or not. So,
But Andrew,
Yeah.
you don't want to give the next goalkeeper the same wages Kepa got, right?
you have
think-
to.
I
If you
think-
go, you'd have to.
If they're a
If you're
top
going for a
keeper,
number one starting goalkeeper, you would have to give them
Yeah,
equal
and
or
I-
more than Kepa.
and I think
Course.
that's the situation we're in with the goalkeeper. Where it's
That's
like,
the problem.
and that's the problem where like Kepa needs to leave, and this is not just coming from a perspective of I think he's bad, because I do think he's not good enough, like as a starting point anyway. But it's made worse by the wages, because you can't be having the starter be earning less than the backup, and if the backup's on what Kepa's on, then the first team, like the starter, will need to be on the same wages, and then it's like that doesn't work.
Yeah, this story about the we're using
actually-
funds. We're using funds elsewhere with a goalkeeper. I think
I
it's
got you.
crap. It's all to do with the wages.
what?
Of
Got
course,
you
we
right
can
now.
afford. We can afford.
I'll
a
bring
Nana.
this up.
We can afford a Nana for 68 million euros. Of course, we can afford that, but it's going to be the wages, and that's the problem. You got Kepa on, because you can't have two goalkeepers at the same club with being over 150 grand each.
Hold that
You can't
thought,
have
man.
One thing, it's not to do with this. That's why I'm going to make my point.
Okay, go
of
for it. Go for it.
So on the wages, just quickly, I probably think I know Chelsea Football Club probably won't do like the two minimum, won't do like a maximum 200K for like the top players. We're probably going to go above and beyond for some players if they're world class in
Yeah,
their position.
yeah.
We're going to pay them
Exactly.
the money they deserve.
But
Yeah,
Ahmed,
but-
this is where.
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt on the goalkeeper as well. This is what I just the whole Kepa thing just confuses me. Right, the more I just like think about it, because he couldn't have done anything. Like I would say, his period last season, him coming back into the team, is arguably the best he's looked in a Chelsea shirt. Right.
Sure.
And even that couldn't put him in a shop window. So my question to people that want Kepa to stay for next season is like, but so what's he going to do next season? Is he going to be better next season than he was the season just gone? And if the answer to that is no, then what you're telling me is he's got no better chance of being in the shop window next summer. So we're going to have the same issue next summer as well.
Okay.
So I don't understand why people are happy for us to keep him now as well, because we're just gonna I guarantee he's gonna end up going on a free at the end of his contract, because
Most
we just
likely,
can't
yeah.
get rid of him. And it's
Actually,
like
we'll change
I
the subject now again.
just don't
No, go ahead.
understand. I just don't understand when it's like we need to move on from him, we need to improve, but we can't improve while he's still at the club, because any goalkeeper we bring in is going to want more wages than him, so he has to leave first. And if he hasn't been able to put himself in the shop window thus far, At this point, he's never going to put himself in the shop window unless he has literally best goalkeeper in the world level of performance, and he cannot have that performance because he's not that level. Never has been, never will be that level.
Mitchie boy, thank you so much again for the £1.99 super chat. Thinking Kane wages, and I think he's bringing this up because Matt Law reported this earlier. Tottenham are running the risk of Chelsea making a very serious play for Harry Kane if he sees out his contract at Spurs. I could see us going for Harry Kane if he goes on a free, and I could see us actually trying to get Harry Kane, but I don't think Daniel Levy will entertain it to Chelsea. But if Harry Kane does come to Chelsea, I wouldn't mind giving him I don't want to say upwards of 300k wages. I think upwards of 300k wages is reasonable for Harry Kane, considering how much we were paying Lukaku, like 330, 350,
325, I think. On the wages thing, by the way, I think it also depends in terms of like, I think it's also situational in terms of we're paying low wages in the Champions League. I think once we're back in the Champions League, like regularly, if that happens, then we'll start to see people paid a bit higher earning, because I think that's the thing is a lot of guys of these are on low wages now because of all of the like pay cuts because of being out of the Champions League, or they're not getting the incentives because they're not in the Champions League and things like that. So I think apart from like Reece, there's like all the guys that are on low wages, fairly low wages, like respectively of what people normally earn in terms of footballers at the top level earn, just because we're out of the Champions League. So it's like that's going to happen. Like, for example, next season, say we make the Champions League, a lot of the guys we've already signed, their wages are going to go up. So then naturally, the guys we then bring in, their wages are going to look normal by comparison. If they're on, 150, 160 grand a week, they'll look normal by comparison with everyone else because we're in the Champions League.
By the way, there's people still think that if we sign like Harry Kane, first of all, I don't think we're actually going to sign him. But if we do sign him, it will be on free. So if a possibility of him going on free, the players that get the substantial amount of wages, they usually come on free because you don't pay wages, you don't pay a transfer fee, you pay the actual amount how much you rate the player. And it will be his last contract. So you will not have another players, like, for example, if you will want to sign somebody like Vlahovic later, like he will not be the same situation with Kepa to compare to Vlahovic versus Kane. You see what I'm saying? It's the reason why you compare the players and you ask, like, for example, if the goalkeeper comes and he will like, like Onana comes and like, I want same as Kepa. He has a reasons for that conversation because Kepa is shit. If somebody else coming for even Osimhen, he's like, I want Harry Kane's wages. And Chelsea's like, no, who are you? You scored okay. Your evaluation doesn't mean that your level of how much in the career you as accomplished player. You see what I'm saying? Harry Kane, completely accomplished player. They can ask for those kind of wages. Same thing with like any other position. And again, the forward positions will always get more paid than the defensive position. Always, no matter where they are. That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, would you guys be opposed to giving Kane like a $350 a week wage if it's like 1 to 2 years maybe on a free?
Not at all. Because like it's all about like because the thing is as well, right? Is you're giving that 300 grand a week or whatever to a guy who, like, is a quality footballer that fits with what we're trying to do in terms of the system, especially if Poch is here, next season and we get him because he will have worked like for him before. It's not a case of like you're giving a guy. It's not the Lukaku situation because Lukaku was like we gave that money to a guy who didn't fit the system we had, didn't fit the manager we had, like wasn't a good footballer, right? Like he was a very good goal scorer, was not a good footballer. And it's like it's kind of similar with it's similar in a way with the Sterling thing where it's like, again, as a footballer, he's not quite at the level. Like you understood the money you gave him because of experience, but it's still not he's not on the Kane level, I don't think personally, in terms of how good he is technically speaking. I mean, and it's like, I think like there are very few players, and it's what Alex said as well. It's attacking players who generally get higher wages in comparison. So I think that's the thing. Like, I'm fine with him him giving up that money to Kane. It's like if you were to ask me, would I be giving that sort of money to, let's just say, not even that, but like for example, we gave that sort of money to Aubameyang. I didn't want us doing that because Aubameyang is a limited type player. He's a very one-dimensional type footballer, and if you're not going to play that one-dimensional type way, then it makes no sense. Whereas Kane is not a one-dimensional footballer, so it can work a few different ways. He can be the running behind guy, but he can also be the link guy that drops deep. We've seen that.
I just want to say quickly, on the wage thing again, we should be paying wages proportionate to the type of player that they are, right? You know, one of the problems, for example, like we've tried to move on Ruben Loftus-Cheek multiple times before, for example, right? Or Pochettino. What was the one thing that was always impeding us, like moving these guys on? It was literally the wages. The wages were impeding us from moving them because we put them on such high wages before.
The wages is not a problem. If you will evaluation of the player, you will take it down.
Wages don't matter if a player performs well. Wages do not
Also
matter
that as well.
if a player performs well.
No, but the issue doesn't become if you're trying to sell them on what and they have to go on a low wage, then are they going to?
Did Robin Loftus-Cheek?
Let me do this.
Robin Loftus,
because you would go if you sign Harry Kane now, you'd probably put him on a 4-year contract, right? And then you probably like unless he does and gets in, unless he wants to extend it yearly or something like that. But at the end, you probably just let him walk for free or something like that, depending, right? Because at the time, if he was to sign for us now, he's turning 30.
Scott win on the date?
I think he's turning 30 July 28. But I just want to go back to what a Frog said about the injury record. You know, when
I
the
swear
last
Scott saw the chat and he's like, "I'm out."
Yeah. Do you know the last time he was actually properly injured? And this is according to Transfer Market.
Yeah, he wasn't injured this season, was he?
No. Last time he was actually out for a bit and out for 2 games was the 2021 season. That was the last time he was out injured for a couple of games.
This is the first season in a long time where he hasn't had an injury.
The biggest one before, then the biggest, it's only been like two games, 1 game here. In the 1920 season, he got a fine muscle rupture and he was out for 14 games. So that's the last time he was out for a considerable
He has a
amount
problem
of
with
time.
his ankles.
He did, but what I'm saying is
He still does it, just he avoids them.
Injury. He's not been out for an ankle injury since the 2021 season.
Most players are usually out at least one time in the season, right? Like
he's
it's
had a
normal.
Years with not being out injured and that, and he's played a lot of games since then. And he's changed his role. The thing about signing Harry Kane is,
I don't even know why we're talking. I don't think he ever comes.
I don't think we're signing. By the way, I know it's reported. I just think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But if we go, let's do the fantasy signing of Harry Kane.
Sure.
It'd be fascinating to see how if he could change his game back to just being that predatory striker
without moving deep.
Yeah,
because we don't want him to move deep.
You've got Cuckoo doing that job possibly.
Even Sterling.
Something like that. Can he do that? Can he go back to literally just going, hey, you're just there for tappings? Do you know what I mean? Something like that. But I don't know. We're not going to get him anyway, so no real point.
See,
it's going to be a miracle for us that you do that, man.
True. Before we move on to the next topic, guys, if you are watching right now, make sure you do smash that like button. We are very close to 60, so let's see if you guys can get us to 60 likes. But the next topic I want to bring up, which is the one I want to discuss before the Kane one, but let's actually look at the whole goalkeeper situation as it stands right now. So
I thought we already finished the conversation.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little bit more things I need to clarify. Chelsea are looking for a young goalkeeper, an experienced goalkeeper to create a competition as Kepa is going to be the number 1. Chelsea don't want to spend more than 60 million on a goalkeeper. No crazy money. So that means no Onana or Maignan.
The fact is Onana is under that 60 million.
Yeah.
They want 60. Well, how much do they want for it, by the way? Is it 50
Inter's
million
being
euros?
difficult.
Yeah, no, we're going to sell between 40 and 50.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I promise you. Ain't getting no
Chelsea-
60. You'll see.
That's what's been quoted for
Chelsea appreciate Anatoly Trubin. They are considering a goalkeeper who can create competition for Kepa. Down below, Inter have also have him as an option in case Onana leaves. And then the last tweet here: Onana and Maignan are too expensive for Chelsea. They are looking for a backup goalkeeper who can also help in rotation with Kepa. And this is coming from Fabrizio.
Kepa's not good. Hang on a minute. Why would you have?
Talk to me.
Why would you need rotation for Kepa? We're playing once a week. You know what I mean? We're playing once a week. Goalkeeper.
I think when he says help in rotation, it's probably another a translation for competition.
If you think that Kepa's your number one, why would you have quotes saying you're bringing in competition for it?
Well, you have to have a competition even for the first place. Even
you buy a number one goalkeeper. That's your number one goalkeeper, right? You know.
Well,
no,
that's the thing. When people
recognize, if we bought Onana in, right, he'd be our number one goalkeeper, right? That goes without saying. If we bought Magnon in, he'd be our number one goalkeeper. The only name that isn't mentioned there is Diogo Costa. If you notice, Diogo Costa's name's not been mentioned,
right?
In terms of not coming and stuff like that. But I just
can I explain?
I would say this: if Kepa is our number one goalkeeper next season, it was a limit on what this team can achieve, even playing once a week.
I think people getting like so much paying attention, like, oh, he's number one. There's not a single player that number one. They will fight no matter what it is. Whoever's the second can outplace the first one. So if we get in, whoever we get in, and supposedly number two, if he plays better than Kepa in the training, he will take his place. There's no such a thing as a one. And that's the problem with Chelsea been in a long time. We all of a sudden decided that there's no competition in the back. Reece James got so freaking comfortable that couple of times, like there's nobody to play beside, instead of him. You see what I'm saying? Like you have to have a competition no matter what. Same thing with Levi Colwill. You think that he's like, oh, this is why I don't believe those rumors, because there's no player in the head would think that he's like walking into the, like you can be bad as a thinking that you will walk into the team, but it doesn't matter. If you play shit, you play shit.
But the issue is
quickly, if I can, I forgot your name actually.
What a surfer.
Sorry, my bad, guys. What's to say? Obviously, Chelsea. Obviously, we know that Fabrizio can get some stuff from Chelsea side, which might be, maybe what is to say the club aren't, maybe trying to do this as spin in order for them to take their time to find an actual number one GK. We don't know, but I hope this isn't true. That's what I'm trying to say. I just hope it is true.
The thing is,
I will say to you, Andrew, I will say this to you, though. I mean, just as a reminder, because I do agree with Alex, but another thing, too, is that remember what happened when Mendy came into the team? Mendy automatically came in, but when Mendy started to drop off, Kepa started to rise. I would argue that if we never got Mendy and we stuck with Caballero, right? Caballero, and Kepa, I don't think Kepa gets anywhere near as close as good as he got this last season. So I think that competition does help raise the level to a acceptable standard, at least with Kepa. Go ahead.
Exactly. Even to get the best out of Kepa, you still need some kind of competition.
Right, but
just as fraud as he is, he will become a lazy fraud if nobody's there.
So the issue I have is that usually when you get the number one goalkeeper, that's it. They don't have any competition because they're outstanding in their field. Like, look at Alisson at Liverpool, right? There's no competition for Alisson at Liverpool whatsoever, right? At Bayern Munich for ages, there's not been any competition for Neuer, apart from this season where he's been injured and stuff like that. Courtois, there's no competition for Courtois at Real Madrid. Stuff like that. There was no competition when we had Courtois here, and when we had Czech before, and when we had Koulibaly before that. That's the thing. It's like I understand the clubs that have competition with goalkeepers is when the goalkeepers you currently have there are not good enough. Do you know what I mean? That's when the only thing. That's when it's only brought in that term. Do you know what I mean? There's no like going, oh yeah, they're going to bring in a goalkeeper. You'll only hear it like. For Alisson at Liverpool, you'll hear that sentence only if Alisson starts declining, right? It's only like being for De Gea over the last few years, they needed to bring someone in for competition because he's been declining. Stuff like that. I just think that...
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you think there is a possibility that competition in the second spot make them play that good? Alisson played that good. If he didn't have no competition, form will drop?
I don't. Who's their number two?
Kelleher.
By the way, decent goalkeeper, played in the cup team. decent
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
Before Kelleher, it was
potential.
Adrian, and Adrian is
Yeah,
terrible.
Adrian was
And Adrian put the
terrible.
stinker on us too. Remember
Yeah,
that?
he did.
Then you
Remember-
go into Man City behind the other fraud. Who's
That's
behind
Ortega,
him?
right?
There's the American guy, decent goalkeeper.
No, Alex.
Yeah,
now it's Ortega.
No, but
And he,
look at,
yeah.
Whatever.
look at
Different
after,
America, South America.
Look at after Cucurella left for Spurs. Who was Czech's number 2? Was it Hilario or something like that? Or
I remember Hilario was number 2 for a bit.
one of them or something like that.
Yeah, it was
They were
Hilario.
like there
Probably
was
was.
no competition, would there really? And stuff like that. But
Mhm.
the problem is that Czech was performing so well, even with his head skull. He made a few little mistakes here and there, but what the goalkeeper doesn't. But I just think it's like you know what goalkeepers are like for me? They're like quarterbacks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the goalkeepers
I can see
like quarterbacks. There shouldn't be any real competition for them if they're good enough. Right? If you're starting leading competition for goalkeepers, it means they're not good enough.
Andrew, I'll do you one.
Midfielder for me is more like quarterback.
I'll do you one better on the whole competition thing. Isn't Maignan the only goalkeeper at Milan?
I think so, right? Is Donnarumma's brother there? Or
No,
was that-
because the guy that they had last season left. He's finished now. His contract.
Right, that's why they're not going to sell him because they haven't got any goalkeepers.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and look how good he is.
Right, and who's the other? Who's the competition for? Who's this backup for Onana? Is it?
It would be Handanovic.
Handanovic, but
He's
Handanovic
dropped
like
off, right?
37.
That's why Onana came in
Yeah.
to replace him because Handanovic had dropped off.
Oh, no,
That's
decline.
fine if you got someone coming in to replace him who's better. I don't mind that, but I just think like all this excuse. I just think it boils down to his wages. Really, that's why we probably won't get another goalkeeper. It's his wages because he's
That's
still got
probably-
2 years left. That's what it is.
And his unwillingness to go.
If someone needs to go,
The
oh,
wages
you know what?
will not be a problem if he
We
wanted
can't
to
even
leave.
get someone to take him on loan. That's the thing, because they're not going to pay his wages. So we'll probably go, you need to pay all his wages, and then they've got to do that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We can't even get them to take him on loan. Who said? Scott said it before he was going. He had probably his best, or maybe Marshall. Sorry, he had probably his best run of form. Whatever you think of him, I thought he was decent, but we still can't get anyone to take him. We had more people offering to take him last season than we have this summer so far, and he wasn't playing last season, like the season before. That's just the weirdness of it, and it's and because no one's going to offer him 155k a week. That's why he didn't. Remember, he was linked to Lazio for like 30 million or something.
He was linked to Lazio and Napoli.
They wouldn't offer him the wages. That's why, and I don't blame him for that either. I do not blame him for that.
I will
And
say,
he's going to leave on a free
or
after 7 years because we can't sell him.
Unless Arsenal wants him.
That's true.
or Alex on that
They
note,
want what's the name? With his best friends, Kovacic,
Unless-
Jorginho is already there.
or we could send him to Patrick Vieira's new club. We could send him to Strousburg. Real quick on this topic. Exclusive. An agreement in principle was reached between Patrick Viera and Racing Club de Strousburg. A contract until 2026 have been agreed. The first appointment of the Blue Coat era as Strousburg is near. And then today, pretty much confirmation that this happened. Official, Patrick Viera is the new manager of Strousburg. This is the first appointment of the new ownership of Blue Coat for the French side. I don't mind it. Didn't he do really well?
There's already shown him with jersey, holding a jersey.
Oh, I didn't see that. Damn it. But he had a good season at Nice.
What a waste of space. What a waste of like, no proper back checking, like no proper how you say it hosting.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I stink sometimes. It's okay. You gotta learn the hard way, you know. But he did good at Nice, so I think I could see him cooking in the French league with Strasbourg. We could see what happens, you know.
I actually think he did well with Crystal Palace.
The first season.
Let's loan Kepa to Strasbourg. Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do it.
Why? Do we
Still-
need somebody to
still
put
no
the fires
wages.
down in the Paris or something?
I don't care.
That's
Just
the only
loan
thing
him to
he.
Strasbourg.
Wait, who's Strasbourg's top earner? I just want to get a scale of what we're dealing with here.
What if we swap goalkeepers?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyone else have any thoughts on this one?
I was just going to say that, like, I think one thing that people are overlooking quite a bit in this is that, obviously Strasbourg are a part of the Blueco kind of multi-club model that we're doing. I believe Viera was at New York FC, which is part of the City Football Group. So that's another connection there, along with Christopher Vivell, another person within this model that have worked in other multi-club models. So it's just bringing more experience to what we're trying to build, and it seems like a move in the right direction. Viera is a decent manager, so just all the best for him, really.
Yeah, man.
And
I think so too, because
energy drink merchant Vivell.
the way Crystal Palace played, I like it because it's like a old style, like controlling midfield, physical controlling midfield with explosive wingers, and it looks like that's the way we're looking to be playing. I just don't think the Crystal Palace had the quality of the players over there. For that,
Their finishing was shocking this
They
season.
didn't have a good transfer window in last summer. They didn't replace Gallagher. They didn't replace Gallagher.
Yeah, they never replaced Gallagher.
Oh,
and
reunion,
Edouard.
Gallagher and Vieira.
And the other
Yeah,
thing is
yeah.
I mean, send him there as well. Yeah, send him there.
Yeah.
Listen, we might want to send the young G's there before we send them, man.
Send him. Send Kepa there.
Yeah.
Might as well send Somalia there too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We'll pay Kepa's
Why?
wages.
Captain Phillips requires the job or something?
Oh, God.
Good, Bill.
Guys, do make sure to smash the like button if you haven't done so. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. It does help us out tremendously. Let's talk about Caicedo and a few updates that have been happening about Caicedo since the Manchester United move has happened for Mason Mount. Here I have the latest. Chelsea are now set to step up their pursuit on Moises Caicedo. The Blues hope to steal the deal for £80 million. That's coming from Matt Law. Then we move on from Fabrizio. Get ready. We are entering into the key moments of Moises Caicedo. Let's see if it will be a saga or a fast negotiation. I hope it's a fast negotiation. Chelsea are ready to attack the situation this week and then continue the conversation in the next days. Caicedo already says yes to Chelsea. And then the last tweet I have on a Caicedo situation, again from Fabrizio. Understand Chelsea will continue talks with Brighton for Moises Caicedo next week. Clubs will be in direct contact as negotiations are ongoing. Chelsea hope to find a solution soon as personal terms are not an issue. Moises already said yes to Chelsea. Talks on. I really hope, before you go, Ahmed, I really hope it's a face-to-face deal that they can do, because whenever we do face-to-face deals, we usually get our way and better, because Egbali seems to be doing really good negotiations like that. But Ahmed, go ahead, man.
The news we literally got, yeah. I've got two balls here. This is a baseball and this is a cricket ball, yeah. What is the difference between these two? There's literally different sports, different colours, etc. There's not that much of a difference because they're two very hard balls in general. There's nothing that's okay. Moving on. Yeah, there's literally no difference in the three news.
Yes.
Those three tweets. Are there any difference in those three tweets?
Yes,
Literally
I
nothing,
know.
bro. There's barely difference, bro. Okay, let's get this shit done.
Did you say
now,
3 tweets or 3 tweets?
3 tweets, mate. You know what I mean?
To be
Sorry,
honest,
mate.
there's no
Let me check
difference
this very
between what I'm saying here last week and the week before.
Exactly,
So,
bro.
The only difference is that
Literally.
we're still moving ahead. You're still moving
Bro,
ahead with
this
the deal.
all I'm saying.
All I
to you,
can
man,
say is...
get this shit done this week, bro. If you
I think
this
this week,
all
yeah, I think this
can
week.
say is
Now we have a
we've been
timeline.
selling it before, we buying it now, and this is the most important signing in the summer.
Yes.
Numero uno,
100%.
man.
It's it.
Yeah,
There's
numero
nothing
uno.
more to say. Number one, if we sign in him, I will breathe easier for the rest of the
Yeah.
summer.
Me too.
For a long time, even, to be honest, because we've been needing a DM for a very long time. It's been overlooked for too long. So let's hope this gets done this week. Let's hope we actually get it cheaper than 80 mil. I'm happy it's 80 mil because I think that's reasonable, but I think we actually could. Look,
Let's not
Yeah,
Bali
but it's-
get ahead of
can
ourselves,
negotiate.
yeah. Let's not get
Hey,
ahead of
listen,
ourselves. Let's get
I'm not
this-
trying
They
to get
want
ahead of
80
myself.
million. They don't say which way we're gonna get 80 million.
Yes, that's it.
We
Simple
ended
as
up,
that.
United said, oh, 55, no more than 55 for Mount. And then look what happened. They're still going to pay the 60. So I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying,
let's-
like,
let's
yeah,
make sure we
Bali-
pay the
We're not
80,
selling
yeah.
club, We're the buying.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
difference.
let's make sure we give them the 80, and then we just make sure negotiate how we're gonna pay them the 80.
yeah,
Simple as
yeah,
that.
I agree with
Done.
you guys. But all right, then the next topic that I wanted to discuss is.
I was gonna say I gotta go, so I'll see you guys later. Enjoy it.
no worries.
All right, let us, man.
Yeah, Alex.
Have a good one, Alex.
See you
Pleasure
guys.
having you on, man.
Enough with the puppies retweeting, man. I have 600 tweets I'm allowed to read. See you guys. Enjoy.
Have a good one, Alex. All right, the next topic I wanted to discuss is. Let me show you.
Did you see what thing the Santi _J_FM tweeted?
What did he say?
Like he's saying, Breaking Al Nassr have identified a knee problem in the medical of Ziyech. There are no doubts over the transfer.
I think there was rumors. There was rumors saying he failed his medical.
Yeah.
So this guy-
Ahmed, I tagged you in the Casually Discord because there was this Saudi reporter that like.
Oh my God, bro! Oh man!
He is back.
Bro, how does he have a knee problem? He's been sitting on the bench.
Bro, man!
I was gonna say,
I'm always losing. I'm just losing, man. I can't. Every time I win, I just lose. Come on, Ziyech easily, bro. After that knee injury, he's cooked, man. Oh my lord! Let me just increase the size for everyone to see.
Oh my God!
Oh my lord!
Ahmed in the mud. That's the topic. Hey, listen, man, Ahmed. You gotta stay humble sometimes, bro. That's all I'm saying. Oh my days! Ahmed has left the chat. Oh, Ahmed has left the chat. Ahmed. Sometimes he admits it too. He's still taking L's even when I win. Oh, that's great.
not winning. Just sums up Ziyech, really. He
Right.
failed. He failed his medical. Like he's failed his whole Chelsea career. He's a
So
failure.
let me read the three tweets I have here on this. Breaking: Al Nassr has doubts about the signing of Ziyech now. They have identified a knee problem in the medical. It was also a hip problem. I think the other tweet discusses that. Al Nassr will carry out further tests today on Hakim Ziyech after red flags on his medical yesterday regarding both his knee and hip. No final decision has been made yet as to whether they will pull out of the transfer, coming from Ben Jacobs. And then the final tweet here. This one's a nail in the coffin. Ben Jacobs reporting: Hakim Ziyech underwent more tests in Madrid, which flagged knee and hip problems. Al Nassr offered to still buy him out, but with a 40% base wage decrease. Ziyech does not accept this deal off as of now. You know what, Ahmed? I'll have you open this one up. Talk to me, bro.
This guy has been in the same position that all four of us are most likely in, sitting down, and his knee has, for the majority of this season, last time I checked, been in this position. You see this position? That's why his knee has been looking like all this season. I found it I find it so funny that Kovacic, a guy that has had multiple minor knee injuries, has somehow passed his medical. Ziyech can't.
Kante, no, Kante as well.
Yeah, I'm getting there. N'Golo Kante passes medical. Yeah, but he can't. Ruben Loftus-Cheek passes medical, and he can't. And if Pulisic passes medical to whatever club he goes to, then that is the biggest, the fattest, the worst L he has to take in his career. Those four have been more injury prone than him. Cho passed the medical as well. That's another one that somehow passed the medical that he can't. So, you know, at the end of the day, Ziyech, bro, you know what I mean? You need to find a way. We need to terminate the contract. There's only one game left now. Come to an amicable conclusion. And, you know, you need to find a way back to the shisha caps, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? I know a couple, myself, we can have a few shishas. And we can chat about what went wrong, bro.
How are you scaling medical? Sorry, Marshall.
We don't know.
No, what are you saying?
Basically,
the
way you feel.
How are you scaling medicals where you are the one, the past two transfer windows, that's been trying to force him into league? Like that
Why
to
do you
me
get
doesn't
injured
make
when he
sense.
doesn't play?
Of all the players we have in our squad to fail a medical, I wouldn't think it'd be Ziyech.
Bro, prime.
I would think Pulisic. I would think, you know, Ruben, maybe Cho. You know, one of these guys might fail a medical because they were injured, or Kante. No, Ziyech.
Prime.
Did Ziyech play in the international break, by the way?
Well, you know what makes this? Even weirder? You know what makes this even weirder? This weirder. This guy must have passed a medical for PSG because these guys had all but finished off the signing of him. If you remember, because remember, apparently he took pictures in the PSG clothing everything. So you passed the medical in January, but you can't pass the medical in June.
I don't know. It's baffling. It's baffling.
It's genuinely baffling, bro.
The thing is, right? I'll tell you this. Like, I actually wouldn't have been surprised that he didn't pass the medical if the problem was his shoulders, because he actually does have a history at Chelsea of shoulder injuries. But it's his knee and his hip. That makes no sense. He's never had that in his career.
Bro,
trying to check if he went on the international break.
At Chelsea, the Chelsea injury, literally has been his shoulder, the most recent one, or his hamstring, which he's had a minor injury on. That is pretty much it with him. But it's not been knee or hip.
So he played as a right winger. Well, right winger, doesn't matter where he played, but he did play internationally against Cape Verde. Oh, Cape Verde, I should say. This was 6-12. So 3 weeks ago.
The AFCON qualifier.
Oh, so half a month ago.
Yeah, he was playing African qualifiers, bro. So listen, it's ridiculous, man. What's going on here? It's ridiculous.
I will also say, just to be a little fair in this assessment.
Get out of here, man. No. There's no. How can you be fair to someone that has failed a medical compared to?
Ahmed doesn't want your devil's advocate.
No, there's no devil's advocate that needs to be had here, bro. No.
I'm just saying, players get injured in training all the time.
Marshall,
N'Golo Kante got injured in training.
What was the team that actually wanted to sign him, by the way?
PSG tried to sign him and almost did a medical.
No. Now I'm talking about now.
Al Nassr,
and I don't like if he didn't want to go, then just reject the transfer.
Well, he wanted to go, but they were going to deduct his initial fee to 40%, which again, I it's still probably a lot, but. He probably understands that it's the last contract he's going to get offered for the rest of his career. So he would like it to be a lucrative one so that he can end his career making the bag. But 40% is a pretty big amount to get deducted from the wages. I think it was going to be, I don't know if he was going to be on 300K. He was going to be on significant amount.
If he was going to go there, his initial offer would have doubled his wage. So on that perspective, if it's a 40% cut, then he would be, if he signed that contract, he would be making just above what he's making at Chelsea right now, not double.
Bro,
and also, I will say, look, Ahmed, let's try to be fair here, okay?
What?
Take your bias out of this. Let me land. Hey.
Go ahead.
Hey, let me just land, okay? I'm just gonna say, right now, outside of Sterling, there's really no, or even Sterling, I don't know. Madueke Sterling for right wing, as depth.
No,
and he's gonna want to.
That's it, man. No.
Needs to
go.
No, needs to go. No.
That is the worst.
He wants to go.
You produced me.
He wants to go. He doesn't want to stay. You need to get these players out. How come we're okay with Kai going, Mount going?
No, I want him to go, but he's injured now.
We
He's not
don't
going to
want.
pass the medical.
Listen, bro. We do not want a
doesn't
toxic
offer-
atmosphere
he
here.
doesn't. He's not a Poch type player. He doesn't offer what Poch will have. He has one. He plays on the right, has one left foot, which means he's always going to turn in, stop the pace of the play, and mess it up. He doesn't offer us anything. Even as a squad player, he doesn't offer us anything.
But guys, the reality is he's injured. He cannot pass a medical. If he does not pass a medical, he will not be transferred.
They offered They just reduced the offer by 40%. Just take it.
1 second, Marshall. Yeah,
it's his career. If it's the last offer
he's
going to get for his career. I know, but it's the
yeah.
last offer he's going to get for his career.
Yeah,
so
but 1 second. Let me address this.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's the case, we know that obviously he doesn't want to be at the club, and the club.
I don't know
doesn't
about
want
that,
him.
Chris.
Yeah, listen, the club doesn't want him, and he doesn't want the club. You can't if the club can't find an alternative to move him on, you come to like a negotiation. He's not on like the high wages compared to some of the other players.
Yeah, we did it with Barkley.
He's not on high wages.
No, we did it Barkley, and then we terminate the contract. It's as simple as that, like an amicable termination where he gets some money, of course, and then we move on from each other from both parties.
Yeah, we could do that.
And secondly, Sammy, if you're going to address me correctly. Firstly, all right. My Ziyech hatred is not it's not a gimmick. Don't say that I'm doing a gimmick or that sort of nonsense. I've always respected Ziyech For me, I turned on Ziyech.
I don't know about
Once
that.
I thought he was a good, once he wasn't a good player. You already saw me in the final year of when he was playing this season, Marshall.
Sure.
You haven't seen me the other 2 seasons when I've been a big fan of Ziyech. So
Hey man,
yeah. So
I had
don't,
you guys
don't-
know
don't say
I had
anything
an
you don't know.
Alonso agenda for the longest time, but I still gave Alonso his flowers when he deserved it. But listen, I'm not
I
trying to
didn't
have a
even give
debate
it
on
to Ziyech to make
whether.
it deserve that. Come on, you can't
Come
say that to
on,
me.
Marshall,
Not
you're
really,
right.
Ahmed. I've been here and I've been like, hey, what'd you think about Ziyech when he had a decent game? And you're like,
Listen, it's
Okay.
fair enough. He murdered me.
"Is there anything
What did I used to say?
special?"
What did I used to say? He murdered me. That's what I used to say to you. So what was that? Is that wrong? Come on, bro. You can't say that to you, man. Hey,
I just think-
you're racist. Come
We-
on, big man.
Yeah, no, ignore the
That's
chat.
crazy,
Ignore the
man.
chat. Ignore the chat. But yeah, the whole thing with Ziyech, like, listen, I'm not gonna be fussed about it. I think he should go because he doesn't want to be at the club. We all know that. And I don't think the club wants him. It's not a very good relationship. I mean, he could be professional about it. This is on him. If we had to be honest too,
What if
he
you
can't
go
even
with
get mad
Ziyech?
at Chelsea. He can't get mad at Chelsea for this one. This is all on Ziyech.
He can get mad for
Marshall-
the
Yeah.
for this January thing.
Yeah, you can get mad
Sure.
at him at PSG. Definitely, for sure, PSG could get mad at him, and you could even argue in the summer when he clearly was trying to force his move to Ajax. The club should have really tried to facilitate that
Sure.
move, in my opinion. Right. I also would like to say, with Ziyech, one thing I will always give Ziyech, he's been a consummate professional, at least at the club. From what I've seen so far, he's not put up a fuss, especially post PSG, which is one thing we will always give Ziyech.
Boo. I don't care if he's professional. He can leave.
No, but obviously with the PSG stuff was a bit crazy. I can't lie. To
No,
you.
but
That was-
Ahmed, I'll be real.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because there's other players
fair
that have been at our club who have been professionals, but they're bad players, and we don't give them that respect. I don't care.
Fair
who can
enough.
go.
Fair enough.
Listen, you could say he could leave all he wants, but the first 2 times he was trying to leave, that's on Chelsea.
Of course.
So you can be
that's
mad at
fair.
Chelsea for that, not at Ziyech. So we got to
No,
direct
no,
the
no,
anger
No.
at the right
January
person.
one you can be. The one in the summer, that's on him. He's his own agent. He didn't want. That's not on us. That's on him. He turned down the offer from Ajax or whoever it was. It's not on us whatsoever. We're open to him to leave.
Yeah.
In January. In summer. The January one, fine, no problem. That's on us. But the summer, that's on him. Yeah.
And also,
I disagree
Sammy,
slightly,
I
but okay.
always cuss out players. How many times have I cussed out Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, all these other players that have left the club when I've said they're not good enough? Have I not been disrespectful to them? Marshall knows how disrespectful I can be. How many times have I not been disrespectful?
It's not being disrespectful, Ahmed, though. It's being honest.
Being honest.
Yes, yeah, and you know me, I'm always honest about players, generally speaking, unless I do like them, and I admit my own bias.
Bro,
So,
good riddance to bad trash.
Yeah, you do admit. Yeah.
I didn't want him in the first place.
There's no difference between him and Pulisic.
Yeah,
I mean, they're the same. We should get the same stuff. They have brief little things here and there, and nothing more than that. They are average. They've been average to rubbish to us. And
Surfer. At least
honestly,
Pulisic is not failing a medical.
Well, I don't.
well, we don't know that yet. Listen, don't
I
jinx
don't
that, big
care.
man.
It's the
Let's
fact
not
that-
jinx that one. You're not
Yeah,
saying
yeah, let's not
Yeah,
put that out.
Pulisic wasn't
that's
fit
dangerous.
to pass a medical in January. We wanted to sell
Do you
him,
know?
but we
You know
moved.
what?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, but he didn't fail it. It just didn't turn up.
yeah, he never took it.
Ziyech has been shit for us. I don't care what anyone says. He's been shit for us. Like
He's
Pulisic
had
has been shit for us.
Moments. I'll say that he's had moments
overall-
in patches.
Overall, Ziyech has been shit for us. That's what we could have got. Okay, and so is Pulisic. So is Cho. So is Sterling at this moment in time. So is others. Okay, we should want to get rid of him. And I agree with Ahmed, man. You did it for Ross Barkley, who was earning more than Ziyech was last year. He was earning way over 100 grand, but maybe 115 or something like that. I think he was on.
Yeah, it was under 20, something like that.
Ziyech is, I think he's just over 100 or just below. Something like that.
If you guys know Sammy, he just has an issue with the word shit. So
Okay,
I'll
fair
translate. I'll translate for Winter Surfer. Hold on. I'll translate. What he means is that overall, Ziyech for Chelsea has been inefficient.
No.
Better?
You know, I call bullshit on Sammy because I've been on him watching streams of him and he calls players on that pitch shit. So
yes!
Cucurella.
Yeah.
Cucurella.
Yeah. And you guys have been on it as well and heard him call players shit on the pitch as well.
Yes.
So I'm not having that from Sammy this Ahmed and stuff like that when he does it himself. Yeah, don't try that, Sammy. Yeah.
And also, let's quickly, Papas, bro. You can keep hating, big man. You know what I mean? I'm just more successful than you, always.
Yeah.
So, sure.
We'll see. We'll see what happens with Ziyech, man. But if he goes, I'm happy. If he stays, I don't care. He's not on that much. If he was on a bunch of wages, I'd be.
I think obviously you're more than likely.
Sorry, you go on. That's sorry.
No, I was just saying, yeah. I think probably Ziyech will go. I just think it's probably now, in my opinion, more likely towards a contract termination. I don't see because I'm surprised that no other because I don't think there's no other, obviously the other European clubs haven't come for him, which is I actually thought is a bit surprising because obviously I know that Ajax was interested in previously. They've lost Ocampos as well. They probably do need another winger, so I thought maybe a return to home would work, but maybe the Quincy Promise situation might have made that situation a bit tricky.
Ahmed, AC Milan wanted Ziyech last season.
Yeah,
but they've now just bought Pulisic. Or it looks like they're buying Pulisic.
No, they're not, bro. Do you know who the needs prime? Lyon is just coming with a 25 million euro bid. Plus
Pulisic. Oh, so hey, Ziyech, you can go AC Milan.
No, but I think for you, I think prime. Yeah, the thing with Ziyech, I can't lie to you. I do think the Quincy Promise situation might be affecting Ziyech's move to Europe. I'll be honest to you because like.
What do you mean?
Because he obviously hangs around with him. He's obviously been prosecuted and that stuff. So I'm not sure that clubs in Europe, I think might have a feeling that he may be connected to
might be associated.
That's what I'm saying to you. Yeah, this is of course just a theory on my part.
So another reason to get rid of him, he associates with criminals. Get rid of him. Sorry,
we should get rid of. We'll get rid of.
All right, fair enough.
All of our team. We should get rid of all of our team because they associated with Marcus Alonso.
Bro, you know how many? You know how much cocaine he got found with, bro? That apparently, like, yo, that allegedly, he
This is Pablo Escobar, Marcos Alonso. Who are we talking about?
Hey, Marshall, we're basically doing that anyway. We're new from the squad and starting again, so might as well get rid of these guys.
Oh my days, this is great. But all right, boys. On that note, we got to see Ahmed be mudded, but not for long. He's gonna come out of the mud, and Ziyech will be gone. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
As long as Gallagher's at the football club, I'm always mudded. So really, there's nothing that's changed.
You better pray Newcastle come for him, man, because that's the only team he's gonna want to go.
Bro, Newcastle's not coming for him because of Tonali now. They got Tonali, bro. It's over for Gallagher unless he goes to West Ham.
West Ham the West Ham is not a top 6 side.
Hey, come on, you need to replace your
West Ham's got Europa League, bro. So technically, they're a top 6 side now.
Hey, guys, you need to replace your English common graduate, eh?
No, they're looking for Dennis Zakaria, bro. I can't believe it. Apparently, they're trying to get Dennis.
Well, they're going for him.
Yeah, for 5 million, bro. Euros.
Oh wow. Hey man, game recognized game. But on that note, ladies and gents, we are going to call it right here. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Casually Chelsea show. We will be going Sarcasm City?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you there. We will be rating Sarcasm City as usual. The homies next door across the Manchester, whatever. I don't even know. Whatever. But that being said, copy and paste that raid message over to Flawless's chat. I will be there chatting it up with you guys. But yeah, be sure, guys, if you haven't done so already, smash the like button. Check out the description down below for all of our different content. The Twitter, Ahmed's channel, Sarcasm City's channel, Discord, all that fun stuff is in there in the description. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, people, because 60% of you that come by to to watch and be informed of the news of the week and all that stuff and see our opinions and have a laugh with us, some of you aren't subscribed and you come back all the time. So hey, subscribe. It's free. Listen, I'm bothering because it's my job, and sometimes people forget. We forget. Life, life goes by so fast.
I said, why are you pausing?
Why am I pointing?
Pausing.
Whistling? Pointing? Pausing? Oh, I'll explain backstage. All right. But yeah, guys, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell notification. Don't miss out when we do go live. And also, don't forget to check out our memberships. Shout outs to our proper casual and higher tiered members, Winter Surfer, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Scott, Epic, and Adrian. Thank you guys for being longtime supporters. And thank you everyone else who's also been a member and been using those emojis and enjoying the benefits of membership. We will be having a call-in show on Wednesday. Be sure to be there. We will be discussing some of the latest news that has been going on, the biggest news and all that fun stuff. We'll see. But join in on Wednesday so you can be in on that. But guys, on that note, I will leave you guys to it. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your night and stay calm.